Make sure you hit the subscribe button because we need more listeners. And make sure you hit the subscribe button because we need more followers. The bigger the followers, the bigger the guests, the bigger the invoice, the bigger the check. Man, let's just hit the damn subscribe button before you watch the video. Why do we have to beg you all to do this? I'll holler at y'all. Hope you enjoy the episode. If you do, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, share everything that's on this page, and we'll see y'all later. Peace. Yo, come out, enjoy your boy Sir ErvinJWilliams with our new episode of Sunday Spitters this Sunday on Real STL News live on Facebook with our special guests Devaron Davis, Kels the Poet, Jeronimo Speaks, Shea Brown, and the one and only Knowledge. Hit us up, make sure you follow the page, and peace. So, before we get started, we always get it started. I am Sir ErvinJWilliams, the host of Sarah Sunday Spitters, and let's get this music cracking for everybody. Hold on, wait a minute. Do 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 do. A shooby dooby 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 bobby doo. All right. So, welcome to the third episode of Sir Sunday Spitters. I am your host, Sir ErvinJWilliams, and we got some remarkable people in the building today. Oh, to the right of me, we got Kels DK, Kels the Poet, my sister, my friend. We got the one and only Shea Brown in the building today. We got the amazing, incomparable Jeronimo the Poet. Jeronimo Speaks in the building. We got the one dropping from the mind of the brilliant, that one and only Knowledge, and we got the writer, professor, film director, poet, hip-hop artist, Devaron. Everybody get him a round of applause, everybody. Yeah, welcome to the room today. Welcome, everybody. How are you all doing today? What's up with you? Y'all looking good in your melanin and that beautiful black skin. Yo, everybody turn on your microphones right now. We gonna get this cracking, y'all. What's up? What's up? Yo, what up?
Yo, what's good? Hey. What's good? How y'all doing?
What's up, beautiful black people? I just want to thank you all so much for being here today and doing this show with me. I greatly appreciate it. You are appreciated, and we're going to have some amazing conversations today, and we're going to get some things off our chest. So I'm just going to start with the first question that I start every show with. Hey, how are you doing? How are you doing during this pandemic? How are you doing as an artist? I'm going to start with the person on my right. I'm going to start with Dana Kelly first. How are you doing, Miss Kelly?
I am wonderful. I'm healthy. I'm blessed. You know, there's no point in getting to the grim because I'm blessed with so much.
Yeah.
So, of course, like everybody else, the pandemic hit me and my family really, really hard, and losses, and myself. I even survived COVID. I say survive because I really thought I was going to die when I had it. So but we are blessed. My family is healthy. We're home. And there's just so many people, including my family, that can't report that. So I'm extremely grateful for my life.
Amen to that. What about you, Miss Shea Brown?
Oh, man, like she said, I'm blessed more than anything. I try not to think about the losses and everything that has occurred during this pandemic. So blessed more than anything to be here, still functioning. I say that just beyond functioning, to have the mental capacity to go on every day.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah. What about you, Devaron?
Man, first word to come to mind is favored, man. Just blessed, highly favored. And moving forward, man, like my family is good. I just had 2 new babies. My son about to be 2, my daughter about to be 7 months.
Oh, you got baby good,
man. Yeah, I got babies. They downstairs screaming right now. But yeah, we good, man. You know, my lady, she's good. Family is healthy. We had, of course, like most people on here, we had COVID cases at the crib, but you know, that's why I say favor. You know, none of us, all of us were asymptomatic. Nobody had any severe illnesses or anything. I think the worst thing that happened, my girl, she lost her sense of smell.
What about you, Jeronimo?
Man, happy 2020 is over. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was definitely. I caught a severe case of COVID-19. You know what I mean? I wasn't as blessed to be asymptomatic. I lost my sense of smell, my sense of taste, some fever, cold. It was. I felt like I was. Yeah, I felt like the boy was out of here. You know what I'm saying? I think the crazy thing about it right now where I'm at with it is literally January 1st of 2021. It's like the energy shifted or something like that. Like it was a bunch of back-to-back crazy things happening in 2020, and then January 1st, I'm loved. Like everything has shifted. You feel me? My family. We was waiting to see if my family had it. They did. I don't know how they didn't catch it though at all, and I had it bad. You know what I'm saying? So I was definitely blessed. I got a 2-year-old daughter. You know what I mean? Plus my wife. You know, nobody caught it. You know, the only issue I got right now is all this damn snow out there. You feel me? It's like 10 inches of snow that's in front of my crib. You know, so
yeah, because you're in Chicago, right?
I am, and it's been. I don't remember the last time it's been snowing for like 3 days straight. It's snowing right now. You feel me? So, yeah, man. So it's
you
real,
apologizing for your Boost Mobile right now, just in case your Boost Mobile services go out.
You feel me? I got, I live on the south side of Chicago, so I gotta have a reliable phone. You never know when you need the, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I'm blessed. Like I'm good. Like poetry starting to pick back up. I'm starting to travel back around the country again. You feel me? So I'm good. Like life is good. You know.
That's what's up. And what about you, Knowledge? How you doing, man?
I'm chilling, man. Just like everybody else, I'm blessed. You know, I work firsthand with the COVID pandemic. Yeah. So, you know, seeing a lot of that it gets kind of overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? And I live in the St. Louis area, but I work out in Chicago, so I experience a little bit of that snowy weather myself. I just got into a car accident a couple of days ago on the hit the median on the highway in Chicago. That just happened a couple of days ago. So I'm extremely blessed to be saying.
You say you hit the median? Was you going the Indiana Memphis route?
Indiana Memphis route? Nah.
Do you?
I was leaving.
You ain't got no blue truck, do you?
Nah, that wasn't me, bro.
You trying to put a hit? Wait a minute. What you not gonna do, Jeronimo, is try to put a hit on Knowledge from Chicago and St. Louis. That's what you not gonna do. And now you answer them questions. We more gangster than that. You don't answer questions.
Nah, that
Praise, like, what we doing?
What just happened? What just happened?
My bad.
Jeronimo don't know he got You got shooters on here. But we all looking at it like you gonna answer the question. What is wrong with you? Come on.
I'm gonna believe
Nah, that wasn't me. But it was a pretty nice little bang up on the highway. You know what I'm saying? I was actually leaving work that morning. I worked the night shift, so I was actually leaving work that morning. And about 10 minutes after getting on the expressway, you know, I was maybe going 20 miles an hour. We wasn't going fast at all, but I lost control of the car. It spent around a couple times and hit the median. So I'm very blessed to be sitting here right now. In addition to working firsthand with the COVID pandemic, it's a lot that goes on with that. So I'm grateful.
So yeah, because here's the thing about it, you know, God take care of fools and babies, and we thank the Lord that you ain't a baby. You hear me? So with that being said, no. I'm
on this text message now, bro. Why you ain't tell me? I'm so sorry.
Right.
You take care of fools and babies. I'm so happy that you okay though. I would have been brokenhearted.
We mad because Dana and I have insurance on you. And we didn't know any idea. We could have been getting in the market of making this money, honey. So I'm gonna ask y'all this because the question's kind of geared and shifting because they need to, and I need to ask this question. What would y'all tell?
They need to, right?
Yeah. So what would you tell? So my thing is, what would you tell people who don't believe? Because there's a lot of people right now. I'm talking about the people that specifically had COVID and working with COVID. There are a lot of people right now who believe this is a fake, this is fake, this is phony. What would you tell them as a health professional? What would you tell them?
It's real.
Every day.
It's real. It's real. It's not the hoax that everybody think that it is. I have members of very close members of my family and friends who I go through this debate with all the time, but I tell them that it's absolutely positively real. When like I said, I'm at the very front end of this. I make the decisions on what it takes to save somebody's life in the midst of all of this going on. I am the person. I'm that guy. It is absolutely real. Protect yourself. Do what you got to do. You know, keep the social distancing to keep it from spreading so fast. Wear your mask to keep it from spreading so fast. It is absolutely real. Do what you got to do.
Well, I thank you for that. We sincerely thank you for what you're doing because, like I said before, you all been on the front line of this pandemic because this is a global thing. We appreciate what you're doing and like you protect yourself at all costs because you still have a family and children to raise and grandchildren that you haven't met. So I'm gonna try to I don't want to harp on this too long, and I want to make sure that I'm shout out to everybody that's in the building. I can't see you all right now. Something going on. I don't know if it's a snowstorm or something going on in St. Louis, but I can't see who's in the building. So let me shout out. Let's see who I can shout out. Blah. This Happy. What's up, sis? Happy's in the building. Who else is in the building? I can't see. Can y'all tell me? Because I can't see nothing on this end.
Murray Antonio.
Yep. Shout them out for me.
Xavier Roberts Reed, Thomas Banks, Fifth Degree, Tina Broadway, Billy Ray Nixon Jr., Daisha Polk.
Billy Ray Nixon Jr. Come on now.
Billy Ray Nixon Jr. That's a name.
Dr. Katie, Arvin Williams, hey, Jan Dub, Donnelly Williams Sr., somebody else. Who y'all got?
Thank you. Real STL News. We want to thank you all for giving us this platform and everything. I'm okay. Now I can see it. I'm just shouting y'all out because we want to say thank you because you could be anywhere on a Sunday, but you're here with us. So let's get into this. Because I have phenomenal actors, writers, poets, musicians, crochet makers, artists. You all, like, it's when I tell you, if you name it, they do it. Business owners, entrepreneurs, accounting, fashion models, fashion designers, producers. Y'all do everything. So this is just a toss up for anybody that on here. Where are you motivated? Where do you get your ideas from? Anybody can jump in. Where you get your ideas from?
So for me, life, you know what I'm saying? When I do my poetry or my hip hop and I paint as well, life just inspires me. I could be walking down the street and see something and it inspired me to write. Now, God tells me when to write, but I'll like literally have like an idea on my mind, maybe walking around for a month. And when it's time to write it, just write it, or I'll write it. So life, what I see on the daily, what I've experienced, what I've been through, and sometimes I write it in manifestations of what I want in the future. You know what I mean?
Come on, yeah. Come on. What about you? Who else? What about you?
My poetry, I think a lot of my poetry is rooted in pain. So for some odd reason, I can't write when I'm happy. Like,
so you can Mary J. Blige your poetry.
But I can't.
Love is all we need.
I can't write when I'm happy. It's just like there's nothing to write about. But I can create poetry when I'm upset or when I'm sad or when something's going on or has gone on. Even when I start to write, I reflect back to the past to pull that pain in order to get me to be able to write something. As far as all my other art, now that's inspired by happy places because as you tease me about all the time, I'm such a girl.
She is a girl. This is the thug. She is a straight up and down thug. She would shoot a 6'5" Negro in the kneecaps. But when I tell y'all, she is a girl. If you anything that sparkles or blingity bling, is in Shea car. You hear me?
The original pit bull in the skirt.
Yes, I can't help it though. I like shimmery, sparkly, twinkly stuff. I just be like, ooh, bobbles.
Y'all call like whooping ass.
It's funny because it's true. Oh my God. What about you, Devaron?
I mean, to piggyback everybody else, experience, life. That's just what inspires me. You know, other people, it can be indirect or direct, or my personal, happy or sad or an angry place, past, like all of that is inspiration to me. All of it. I use all of it, bottle it, and funnel it.
Don't y'all just want Devaron to walk around and speak your life? Don't you sound like a young Morgan Freeman?
Yo, I was just thinking that. I was just thinking that. Like he narrated the nativity scene. Like I hear his voice. I hear his voice narrating the nativity scene. Real talk.
No, Jennifer Lewis got it in mind.
And then Jesus came down.
Yo, my voice been this deep since I was in 8th grade.
Wow. Yeah, but you woke up with the same. You woke up with that voice where your mama said, "You better take that bass out your voice," and you like, "Ma, it's
what I'm gonna do with that? I can't. I can't."
Hey, look, he was trying to be so smooth too. I just made all of his doors fall down. He like, "Wait a minute, this is my cool, sexy voice. I enjoy long walks on the beach in summertime."
Yeah, all that. I'm only going knee deep though. I'm only going knee deep in the beach. Yeah, ain't going no further than that.
What about you, Kels the poet? What you get your ideas from when you come to write? Because you are a 2-time published author. You have this book.
Look at God.
Tatted Up, and you have Ugly Me. Pal, see, I remember those books because I got them.
So, I'm like a lot of people. I have kind of like a medical reason. I was actually prescribed poetry, is how I like to say it. I started getting these migraines when I was 7 years old. Really like, like just took me out type migraine, headaches or whatever. And my doctor told my mother she's stressed out. So she said, that's not a thing. but he had suggested that I started writing. And that's where my first poem came from, and I've been writing poetry since then.
That's what's up.
When I was 9 years old for the first time, and it all comes from life. I mean, I write a poem about the wooden table.
I'm gonna
have your ass in tears. You hear me? Have your ass in tears about that table, boy.
I'm gonna start writing poems and have Devaron is gonna narrate every poem I have for her on out. My voice deep, but it's deep like Ricky Smiley. His voice deep like James Earl Jones and Lion King. Oh, happy day. This is your Ervin. This is your note.
Writing for him the minute I heard his voice. I'm gonna send him this piece, see if he like it, see if he can.
What about you, Knowledge? Where you get your ideas from?
Pretty much like everybody said life. I think I started writing. I was writing and I didn't realize that I was a writer at the time. I would just always say shit that was crazy, or that other people probably wasn't really thinking or finding the way to express the same way, or saying what they would say in a different way, expressing it differently, and it'll hit home for what they were trying to say. So I think I was writing before I even realized it. And then I just started putting my thoughts together, creating poems. I didn't realize I was making poems at the time. So, I was a poet and didn't realize I was being poetic until I went to spoken word and saw other people were doing the exact same thing. And I said, this is what I need to be doing. So my inspiration just comes from life.
So you was a poet and didn't even know it.
I was gonna say that.
No clue. I was a poet and didn't even know it.
What I hear him saying is I walk throughout life communicating better than others.
That's exactly.
I was trying. I didn't want to look down on the peasants. I didn't want to do it like that.
Like narcissism.
I just decided, why don't I share this with the masses?
Why did I teach everybody else how it should be done? So real talk though, real talk. Yeah, I didn't realize I was being a poet at the time, but I saw everybody else doing it. That's what gave it a name for me. So that's why I joined in at.
That's dope. And did everybody answer that question? Did you answer that question, Jeronimo? Just making sure.
What question?
Where do you get your inspiration from writing? What inspires you to write?
I guess my answer wasn't good enough because it started off.
I'm just making sure. Don't do that. What you're not gonna do? Look here, Jeronimo Speaks. What you're not gonna speak is that bullshit on Sunday Spitters. I'm just making sure because unlike you, I'm a little older, so my mind wander off sometimes. It's not my fault. So make sure your next answer is sufficient for old man Sir ErvinJWilliams can remember it. Make sure it's memorable, sir. Thank you. How dare you? I don't know why they gave you black people freedom. No, I'm just messing with you. Let's see. So this is a question. I'm gonna toss this question to Shea first. Who was a poet that you heard that inspired you? Like, who was a poet that you was like, hey, yo, I think I want to do that? Who was a poet that influenced you?
The very first poet that I heard that made me want to do, spoken word was Saul Williams. I used to have the biggest crush on him, right?
So when you didn't have taste?
Hey.
I'm just messing with you. I know who you married. Saul Williams, I'm just playing with you. Bro. Don't write a poem about me because it'll be fantastic.
But I had, had this biggest crush, like I said, and then he came to Legacy one year and was in the building when I spit my piece, and when I came down off the stage, told me I was dope. I think I wet everything I had. Like,
oh shit! Oh,
that escalated quickly.
Very quickly.
And you would have to ask Montega. Montega remembers this because I was just like, oh my God, he said. So yeah, But at that time, it was Saul Williams originally, and then I got to know local poets, and it was more than a few of y'all. I was just like, yeah, this what I'm doing all the time.
Oh, give some names. We want to shout these poets out that influenced Shea Brown.
Well, going back, MK Stallings was one of my first.
Absolutely. And when y'all see MK Stallings, let me cut you off real quick. MK Stallings, when I see you, I am going to fight you in the streets like a stranger because I've been calling you to be on this show and I haven't received a call back. So somebody get that in his ear. I'm going to fight him like a stranger in the streets. Keep going, Shea.
Heard it. Okay. So just listening to the MK Stallings to Brother Ting.
Yeah.
That was gonna be I knew Ting before. Well, I knew Ting. Let's just go there. And and so to hear him spit, that was a different type of flow for me. Yeah. So I really took to that. Rain, I don't know if y'all remember Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rain, Ron Chill Williams, Impact, like these brothers, David A.N. Jackson.
Yes.
He was the first one that I heard that made me understand that it was okay to spit a long ass poem and didn't care what nobody had to say.
Exactly.
No
he got
fucks.
That poem about
no fucks.
That poem is long, but I love that poem.
Yeah.
And then, so and then my women, I can't leave out my women because my Misinterpretation, Mama Blue, man, look.
We can go on and on with the local celebrities. It's a bunch of poets. And we want to shout them out because, like I said, they paved doors here in St. Louis anyway. They opened some of them doors up for us anyway. What about you, Jeronimo? What about you? Who poets influenced you?
So if you want to go the TV route, man, the first poet that I was like, yo, this fire was Black Ice on that Poetry Jam.
Black Ice.
Yeah, from Philly. He was like,
Philly.
Oh, kid fire, you know what I'm saying? I was a shorty in high school when I first saw him. Then another deaf poet, but he's like a Chicago native, Triple Black, that came to my high school and he spit for us. And I was like, yo, you know what I mean? And then somebody who made me really want to get into it for real, like spit, I saw him live at an open mic, was Red Storm. He was like,
Red Storm, yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Storm.
Geronimo, get a little closer to your microphone. You going in and out. I just want to make sure we hear
Oh,
what you're
am I?
saying. Yeah.
Okay, because I got my it's attached to my earphones. Like, you know what I mean? So let me make sure they. All right, cool. So, can y'all hear me better?
Yeah, actually.
Okay. So, Red Storm was somebody that I was like that really influenced me super heavy when I was younger. But then like it just like on a local level, like poets that like I look up to, that's super dope. My sister K Love, she fire.
K-Love.
Yeah.
Emma
K-Love.
Green. Yeah, Emma Green.
Green.
Oh, all day.
We got Hood Race, he's super dope.
Hood Race.
Prince of Poetry, he a new cat on the scene.
Yeah.
He killing it. You got man, there's so many amazing poets in Chicago. You got Dana the Beast Destroyer. You got
Hold on, we only honor one Dana on this platform, and that's the one that you're looking at. I'm just messing with you. But basically, it's a lot of people that influence you. What about you, Dana? Because I'm gonna make sure everybody get their thoughts in about who influenced them as a writer.
So I'm just gonna say it. So Langston Hughes,
yes,
was one of the first poets I read. And like I said, I've been writing poetry since I was younger, but I realized that my writing was trash when I read Langston.
Yeah.
I just got a lot of feeling. Like I didn't start writing about love and life for real until I read Langston. It was just something about, I just didn't want to be like that typical person. So Langston wrote about being meek and powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me, you know? And so I just love it. I just loved it. And it was something too about your dreams, and it was just amazing. I've always referred back. So yeah.
What about you, Knowledge?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I know you.
No, it's fine. I wanted to shout out to, because when I first stepped on the scene, Mocha Latte, I wouldn't even be on anybody's stage had it not been for her. So I always have to give her props.
Shout out to Mocha Latte. She was on the show last week. That's everybody poetry sister. You have a problem with Mocha Latte, you got a problem with every poet in St. Louis. Facts.
That's on in real life. But if I hadn't heard Lightning, Thunder and Lightning, and a Shea Brown and a Knowledge, but Brother Ting, one of my, oh my God. And so like, I'm just Tavy Smith. Like I was just so blessed to be so close to the amazing writers that, Sir ErvinJWilliams III.
Yes.
And
the third, you put the
he all right if you know him. He all right if you know him.
Listen, dope. And I was just so blessed. Robert Dillard. All the different, just all the eccentricities. It was just like an eccentricity bomb. And it was just amazing.
Yeah. Thank you for that. What about you, Knowledge? And I'm gonna bring it to you, Devaron.
I just want to say this. Yo, like Corey Black and Lightning and Sir Ervin, y'all was like my first experiences with St. Louis poets. And y'all, I was like, oh, St. Louis is the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say that. Like,
thank you. I appreciate that. That's a good piece. That's good company to keep. I'll take a Corey Black and a Lightning any day. Thank you for putting me in the company. What about you, Knowledge?
Just kind of piggybacking off of what Kels was just saying.
Why are you so close to this phone? You do know you don't have to be that close to the phone. Be like this.
You know,
if I can count your chin,
hey, you gonna get this answer. That's what you get ready to get.
I'm sorry.
Nah, but just kind of piggybacking off of what Kels just said. When I first went to a poetry spot, it just so happened to be like a feature night, and Misinterpretation was there, and that's when I realized that spoken word poetry was an actual thing. And then after that, like kind of just listing some of the people that was already listed locally, just talking about Tavy Smith, talking about Brother Ting. Brother Ting was my absolute idol, and I followed him all the way. You know, nationally speaking, you got the Saul Williams, of course. You got the Who we talking about? There's so many of them, you know.
Yeah.
K Love, they mentioned K Love already. K Love is a phenomenal dope poet out of Chicago. Dina Dean is a dope poet out of Chicago also. It's so many to list. So many to list. Sonny Patterson was a very
Sonny
big influence for me.
Yes.
Yes. Sunny, yep.
And she cool people in real life. Like I like
She
people
really
dating
is.
for their platform because
She really
like, cool
is.
people.
Yes.
She
What about
really
you,
is
Devaron?
a beautiful
I'm sorry,
person.
Knowledge.
No, you good. You good.
What about you, Mr. D?
What's crazy is I started. I didn't see my first poetry stage till I was like 15, 16 years old, and two of the biggest influences I met or seen for the first time at Legacy are on this interview, which is Knowledge and Shea. But Shea was it's ADH.
Yeah.
ADHD.
You telling your age. You telling your age.
You was ADHD, and I seen my first stage at AHD. It was AHD, right?
AHD.
Yeah. And I seen them first, and along with Starlight and Mocha and Brian. I think his first name was Brian Darskin. He got dreads now, kind of like earlink dreads. He's been to a few poetry slams, but I met him at Legacy too. But those are the people who really, and
I appreciate
Impact too. Oh, you got it, and Impact too. They really influenced the poetry that I write now. I mean, because I've been rapping, and but we got this acronym we use in rap is rhyme and African poetry. That's what we say in rap. I don't know if anybody else does, but yeah, it was so raw and uncut and to the point and so carefree and bold. And I was like, damn, like when you rap, you have to be a performer. You gotta entertain. You gotta keep that in mind when you write what you write. But in poetry, it's so it don't fucking matter. You say what you say, feel how you feel on that stage.
Exactly.
And either they're gonna hate it or they're gonna love it. And 9 times out of 10, the people that hate what you have to say, the shoe fits. The shoe fits. And that's what I love about all of those poets. Like they said what they said. If the shoe fit, wear that motherfucker. Period.
Yeah. And see, I said that I saw a meme that said, it was a meme that said, and I have to get it on my wall. It said, if you didn't want me to write about you, you should have treated me better.
Yep.
I'm just saying. It could have been a different poem. It would have been a different piece.
I could have wrote a love poem. I could have wrote a love poem.
You could have been a better poem, right?
Nobody want to be immortalized in a poem.
That's right.
You hear me?
True.
And here's the thing, like some of my influences, like Dana said, I love when I was coming up, I didn't see me. When nobody told me I was a writer. Like I didn't realize I was a writer until I was well into my 20s. Nobody said it. And you didn't have Black male English teachers in my building. So I found myself in Langston Hughes and James Baldwin, and I looked like, oh, wait, you can be this descriptive with writing, Mr. Richard Wright. But I remember watching Apollo. I don't know if y'all remember this. It had to be 25, 30 years ago. And they brought a young poet by the name of Jessica Care Moore.
Jessica Care Moore,
And when I saw her do what
Jessica
she did,
Care Moore.
I went, wait a minute, you can
Crazy.
do this. Remember, we have to give credit to people that came before us. Of course, we had the Jill Scott Herons and all those people. Yeah. But in the 90s, when Jessica Care Moore came on there and won, she got retired or something on Apollo. She won so many times. Like to see her, and I was like, oh, so this is something that you can do. And then watch her blow up after Apollo. Remember, she came like the poet on the spoken word scene. So shout out to Jessica Care Moore.
And she good people too. She good people too, bro. Like in real life. Like in real life.
Circular form. Yeah.
I did her hair.
Yeah, see? And like it's those situations where I think people don't realize how close knit the poetry community is. Like there's no need for egos in poetry because this is poetry. We are spiritual and light workers. We're trying to uplift people, all right? So since we here, and this is called Sunday Spitters, I'm going to put up 3 poets back to back. The first one I'm going to put up is Jeronimo. The second one I'm going to put up is Shea Brown. And the third one I'm going to put up is Devaron. It is that time y'all been waiting for these poets to spit that hot shit. When I tell you, when I first saw Jeronimo, I walked up to him. I said, oh, so you can write? Oh, so you can write and perform. Is that what you're telling me you can do right now? So give it up for Jeronimo, ladies and gentlemen.
Some of the realest words I've ever heard was, who you be, fam? You be boy or you be man, who are you? In life, do you take the wheel or are you in a carpool? It's hard to figure when you grew up. Niggas squeeze triggers so much they develop carpool. It'd be hard to see then or see sense when before you see Zen, you see sin. And the fact that I'm breathing is just another blessing, y'all. The God in the mirror was just a reflection, dog. I had to break me down to a molecule. Too busy addressing bad is good, like calling Bart Simpson Bartholomew. I'm in a different season now. I know how spring feel now. I want that autumn view. Every time it was time to put in the driver's seat of my life, I would call shotgun like an audible. One time somebody told me we all carry baggage. Just make sure it's Gucci, Louis. I say Prada cool, but I'm trying to be a Prada cool. My daughter too. I used to have a fam setup, bro goon type of energy. Now it's the ancestors, oh goon type of chemistry. Even my spirituality was a casualty. Now worship and worship and pray for those who pray on those that pray. I say, okay. So who you be, fam? Even right now, y'all politicking in a room full of kings and queens, artists and fans. It's a public access network, so you can understand. You was brave when you stepped in the game. Yeah, let the lanes tell them discourage. They're going to stand on the sidelines and trying to discourage because they discourage. But success is maddening and discouraged. I know. How can I say be you to fully when it only be eulogies? Shorty's banking with impunity before puberty. Publicly, it's ugly. I even told Shorty, it's not a metamorphosis. It's a metamorphosis. Cocoon in your wisdom and metamorphosis. Because nowadays you can get changed or change. You know, be metamorphosis. Queen, I know fathers who wouldn't even bother with their toddlers talking about that WAP, let alone buy you a Whopper. Beauty is on the skin deep, but what's in your center is what I'll fight for. I gas the queen up in a minute. I'm night core to a nice core. Sis light up. Let the haters see even your flame burn brighter. Be a big lighter to a big lighter. Everything starts with you, queen. You are the Jenner, sis. Even the picture can bring sunshine, so for a photo, sends a sis. Even be a mirage to the haters to stay away, sis. Bottom line is you're worth it, and that should be a basis. Never break or shatter. Even when you hit that glass ceiling, you become Windex. Then you break through with no regrets. At your zenith, Zena. At your zenith, you're Zena, a warrior princess. You know what? Bump that. Instead of waiting on that Senate to send that stimmy for some help, you build your business up, collect your pennies, and stimulate yourself. They're going to try to tell you generational wealth is bad for you. More money, more problems. Don't let poverty rattle you. You know what? Trump that. For the presidents, take the steps to overturn your capital. It's tactical. They're going to try to tell you, don't settle for a random future. You control tomorrow. I said, you control tomorrow. Don't settle for a random future. Walk like a warrior like Shaka Zulu and be a wealth of a Mansa Musa. Walk like you got kerosene, gasoline, and worn and flammable attacks to you. In essence, nobody can hold a candle to you. And if they do, you still be fire. Elevate higher and take the self route. Then you don't have a target, but be like Walmart and check yourself out because you are enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's
Did
up?
this man just say, even when you hit the glass ceiling, you become Windex before you break through?
Yeah.
Y'all be listening. People don't think I be listening. I be listening. That's why I put my head down, my ear turned, because I love to hear great writing. Thank you for that, Jeronimo Speaks. That was amazing. That was amazing. Now, the next person up is Miss Shea Brown. I met her too. That's when she was bald head. She had on the army fatigues, black lipstick, Jodeci boots. She was 113 pounds easy.
Soaking wet.
Really not?
Soaking wet.
Give it up for the one and only Shea Brown, ladies and gentlemen. And Knowledge, before you start spitting, Knowledge, put your phone on mute, because every time you move, we hear.
Right.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna do this piece real quick, but I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I had hit up a couple of people, and I'm not gonna say any names, but some people had threatened me if I didn't do this poem. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this poem. I ain't no punk, but I ain't trying to fight today either. You know. So patiently I waited. Patiently, I waited for a call back to a phone call that I placed to you, that I expected you to respond to, that ring back that doesn't lack emotions, because that's what I gave you. So I expected that you could give me some too, but instead you freeze. You freeze frame this very moment, and all I hear is them loud ass ticks from my digital clock and the steady pace of the way I breathe, and absolutely nothing else as I wait for my cell phone to ring, and so it does, and instantly I'm buzzed. Buzzed like I've been smoking on 2 blunts of that cryptochronologic, and I've been trying to make sense of this senseless waiting by the phone, and so I try to insert reason to my logic. I waited because I have nothing but absolute love for you. That plus the fact that you and I have an unspoken chemistry, and the passion's hot too. That's why when time after time we fell into each other's embrace, we just kind of let it do what it do. Not taking the time to be protected, because we both felt protected by each other. Our sexual histories were both clean, so we had no reasons to even consider infecting one another. But what we didn't take the time to consider was, while in the throes of passion, you and I could possibly be becoming father and mother. And now, 2 months have come and gone, and I feel like Otis Redding sitting by the dock of the bay waiting for this damn period to come, and yet it doesn't. And the realism of the situation is taking a hold of me and shooking me like a Catholic priest charge, just like a demon in an exorcism, and it's got me bugging out, because I've been alone for so long that I don't even think I possess the sentimentality that you need to raise a seed, and it scares me. My mental acceptance of loving something that I created, just to have it taken away from me, truly terrifies me. And time after time, I'm rationalizing the fear by hearing your comforting voice whisper at the nape of my neck to my inner ear, baby, you're not alone. And so I continue to take this massive manhood that you thrust within my temple the rest of the night long, until you've washed up and went home. And then I waited. Found myself waiting all alone, waiting for that cell phone to ring to hear that familiar phrase that I've heard on too many occasions. Peace, queen, you at home? And I was. Because for you, I'd damn near drop anything. All you had to do was ask me. But now lately, since this period hasn't been visiting, neither have you, when I called you up on a Tuesday, frantic about the situation with doubt and insecurity in my tone, leaving a voicemail too. Explaining the perplexity of the situation and asking my once thought noble suitor, what in the hell should I do? Because though worldly and knowledgeable on subjects from accolades to zephyrs, when it came to this baby thing, I had no clue. But see, you never called. You never took the courtesy to give me a ring back, and now slightly apprehensive about the whole situation, I reminisce on the love we made and wondered if it was just sex. And if it was, did you wish you could take it all back? You said you praised in my temple. While your body was physically in poetry venues, you were still in my bedroom in your mental. But now I'm having a hard time believing that. All because I'm having some conniption like bitch fit from possibly being pregnant from too many unconscious decisions on both our parts, and your once thought righteous ass won't even call me back. Now I got you on my line and I'm wondering, brother, what's up with that? I mean, I guess if I would have submitted to your request and given you a door key, I wouldn't even have to ask, but I didn't. And now here we both are, potential parents, at the crossroads of life, needing to make a decision on the outcome of this bastard seed. Because quite honestly, frankly, the fact that you didn't have the courtesy to call me back after the dial-up has me wondering if you even the right mode for me. And angry is what I'm getting. And I know you can tell by the intensity of the words that I'm spitting. So I'm asking you, brother, what in the hell should I do? And the voice on the other end clears the phlegm from his throat and expels, I must have dialed the wrong number. I was trying to reach Domino's, boo. I feel like such a fucking fool, and I angrily exert wrong fucking number, fool. And I slam the cell phone down till it cracks. And I wait, not so patiently, to a call back, to a call that I placed on a Tuesday to a jackass like you.
If you don't want to be a poem.
You don't want to be. First of all, you mad at him because he misplaced your number with Domino's? I mean, shit happens, Shay. Shit happens.
The whole poem because you misdialed. He better watch it.
You know, I love that piece. I love that piece. I remember when you called me and said I got this poem. I said, nope, you and Dana be calling me with stuff I tell y'all no to. At the time, y'all be putting me in the middle of stuff, but yeah, I love that. Great job, Shay. Great job. Let's hear what you got, Devaron.
Let me get a sip of water real quick.
Hey, y'all, did y'all see him do the
Let me get my smooth started.
Yeah. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe she was born with it, or maybe it's just make believe because everything you were born with is scorned with dormant alteration, so you feel validation. From consistent offers by persistent stalkers in the many places they could take you, faithful is a promise that he gave you if he got one chance to date you. But in his mind, he'd rape you. So he keeps his lies tasteful, then he slides you a shot, but it's only to sedate you, but you take it because you like it. Pretending that you fight, knowing flirtation only invites him closer. Well, I don't know if I took a...
You good.
But then he, in his mind, he'd rape you. So he keeps his lies tasteful, and he slides you a shot, but it's only to sedate you and you take it because you like it. Pretending that you fight, knowing flirtation is the only thing that invites him closer, but claim you hate the attention. But is that not the reason this extra cleavage was intended? To show contenders you still got it. Thirst trap goddess, your facade is nothing short of modest, but when true colors get acknowledged, insecurity gets spotted, then he cons you for your body and you gladly give it up because you're not secure within your worth. You ain't gonna never learn. You ain't gonna never learn not to sacrifice your body before you compromise your heart. That ain't never smart, so you choose to play. You choose to play rather than to be played. Trying to reinvent the game, but the only thing that changes the player, everything else is one and the same, but it's what you put on display. That's why these niggas drawn to your ass rather than what you have to say. For every night before you go out with your girls to get gas, you got to put on your face, a mask. A 40-minute task to lure these niggas in until it's your name that they ask, and you gladly take pride in telling them no, you'll pass, because somewhere deep in your mind it confirms you still got what you thought you never had, like confidence and security. Consciousness within your purity. When you gonna stop selling your short? You're selling yourself short, because keep it real, you worth more. You worth more than prorated compliments and post-dated accomplishments promised by some nigga who never deemed you good enough to meet his mom and them. Because he knows your lack of self-confidence is allowance for him to demote you from wifey type to bottom bitch, and you let him. When all you really wanted was to be wanted. Overdrawn physically with no emotional deposit history makes all your transactions fraudulent. When the truth is, if you require more, then you could acquire more. Then all these scars on your heart wouldn't be quite as sore. Truth be told, we all flawed. Perfectly imperfect. I just wish you believed it as much as you say it. I wish you could see it as much as you portray it, but hey, your smile is fabricated anyway, so maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe she was born with it, or maybe it's just make-believe.
Okay.
The piece is called
Listen, y'all did not come to play with Sir Ervin as today. Y'all did not come to play. Come on with it. When you hear good words, like, and you know how many people, that's why I love, one of my favorite poems is by Paul Laurence Dunbar, We Wear the Mask. We wear the mask that grins and lies, that hides our teeth and shade our eyes as depth. We pay the human guile with torn and bleeding hearts. We smile. Like, you know how many women we know wake up, people, period, Black people in general, how we have to be a different thing for everybody all the time. And I'm glad you did that poem, Devaron. Well written, by the way, very well written. Don't think we missed it. Very well written. I'm glad you did that poem, because now it brings me to this question where and you all can chime in too, but what I have learned is that sometimes you are invited to the table, that sometimes you need to listen because you don't know the conversation at the table. And the conversation I want to have with Shea and Miss Kells right now is, he was talking about Black women and how Black women have to put this mask on. Have you ever saw or found yourself choosing between being Black and being a woman on any occasion? If how have you dealt with that situation? I'll start with you, Dana, then I'll come to you, Shea.
Absolutely. I've been a woman in corporate America my entire professional life. I was constantly, consistently the only Black woman in a lot of those places that a lot of the forums that we would have. I was especially the only Black woman. So there would be another Black person, but it would be a man, more likely. So yes, I've definitely had to choose between being a woman and a Black woman in a great deal of spaces. I just want to say, there is no difference. There's no difference. in my heart and in my mind. But I do know that when people look at me and then they also see and have experienced who my parents are, who, you know, people in my family, that type of thing, because we have a big melting pot of family members in my family. So I do know that it matters to them.
That's huge. And before I go on, if you all like the poets that just went up, Devaron, Jeronimo, and Shea Brown, and any of the poets, anybody that's saying anything on here, make sure you hit their cash apps. Their cash apps are in their name. If you send $1, a quarter, a nickel, make sure you hit that cash app for them. Yeah, what's up, Jeronimo?
I just want to shout out Jennifer Washington. She for the Cash App, you know what I mean? So
that's what's up.
You feel me?
Shout out to Jennifer. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Real talk. Shout out anybody that we're going to do that at the end. We're going to shout out the people who have sent us stuff. We appreciate that. And we appreciate you all supporting this platform. What about you, Shea Brown, when it comes to your Black and your womanhood?
Well, I totally agree with my sister when she said that they the same, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Because I have often felt like being a woman and being Black is the same, because we are shitted on by everyone. They try anyway. We still somehow manage to prevail, but they try. But it's difficult because women are hunted and preyed upon, period, from the moment of conception. Like, but it seems that the same thing goes for Black, because we are hunted and preyed, you know. So but I have been in multiple situations where I had to choose between being a woman or being Black, and I just, being who I am, opted to be a Black woman. So most of the places, a lot of places that I have been in, certain rooms, like you said, was it an invitation? No, it was never an invitation. I always kick my way in, guerrilla style, everything. I'm gonna come in whether you want me to or not, window, door, whatever. So making my space and making myself relevant, getting people out of the mindset, and I still do this right now to this day, getting people out of the mindset that because I have a goal too, that I'm some hood rat or that I'm unintelligent or some shit, you know. I school them with my vernacular first, and then we can throw hands if they want to do that too.
My vernacular is spectacular. Remember, we used to make fun of poets and used to say that. My vernacular is spectacular.
But yeah, definitely having to being in a lot of places where I've had to determine what I was gonna be, and I just decided just to be the strong Black woman. Like, fuck it, I don't care what you think. You know.
But see, even with that, I think that's such a toxic thing that Black women have to take on, even from Black men and just people in general. Like, Black women shouldn't have to always be strong for everybody but them damn selves. Like, we appreciate Black women on this platform. That's why I always try to make sure that I have at least 2, 3, 4, 5 women here, because we have to understand that just because we don't understand the story doesn't mean they don't have a story. Just like I tell all my female friends, I tell them, like, I would never understand what it's like to be a Black woman. And just like you would never understand what it's like to be a Black man and be the consistent monster in the room everywhere you go, it's just certain things that we have to understand. Those differences should not be dividing us. We should be coming together and being like, yo, how can we make it a safe space for Black women to be intelligent, be strong, be vulnerable, be sensitive in a space where Black men coexist? And how can Black men be vulnerable in those spaces where women coexist? What you was about to say, Dana?
So being a woman, being a Black woman in a part of, predominantly white organizations, it's something common that I deal with today even. And just recently, and I want to explain to them the difference between being a woman and being a Black woman in this space.
Okay.
I can send out an email full of my intellectual property and ideas and how things have been moved along, but you don't start questioning it until you see my face.
Wow.
And it's like, oh, wait, you're Dana Kelly? Yes. Well, how did you guys do last quarter? You didn't ask me that before you said, because Dana Kelly can be deceiving.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Dana Kelly can be deceiving, and so can my emails, and so can my voice, on the phone. But then when you see me, you have way more questions when you were all on board before you saw my face. And that's just for the people in the back that may be paying attention today.
Okay. Okay. What you
Knowledge,
about to
your
say,
mic is muted.
What you
Your
about to say,
mic,
Knowledge?
old man.
I'm sorry about that. I just had a quick question about what my sister just said. I guess what you were saying is that the Dana Kelly can be deceiving because of the emails or the voice on the phone. My question is, why is that the case though? Why is Dana Kelly can be deceiving? You know what I'm saying? I think is a deeper question. I think a deeper question is, why does Dana Kelly have to be deceiving in those type of spaces? You should be able to be that.
See,
I don't think it's her being deceiving. It's
but
not.
it's the deception in
I
itself.
don't.
Because
No. I'm not saying that you're deceiving on purpose. I'm saying that the sickness is, the deception itself is
them though. Not
that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Knowledge gonna take 13 years to get to that point. So what Knowledge is saying is, it's unfair to you that
you just got here. She got there.
Their perception of you is not your fault that you're intelligent, because people think because you're Black that you're not intelligent, and that's not on you. That's not the earnest on the Black person. And I think, let me say this for my white people that's listening, to my white counterparts and some of my white professionals that are listening. Things that you say that you don't know that is an insult, like, oh, you speak so well. Like, am I not supposed to? I do have I'm a certified English teacher, but Black people, once again, going back to Paul Laurence Dunbar, we have to wear the mask because we understand. I was just watching an article today. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off my tangent. I was just watching a video clip today, and I sent it out to some of my friends, where this Black family who lived in this predominantly white neighborhood had this house that they put $400,000 of an investment in, right? The house was worth, it got appraised at $985,000. They like, that's only $100,000 more than what we put into it. They got their white friend to come into this place, redecorate, put all the white pictures up to the finally got another appraiser come out, and it appraised for $550,000 more than the original appraisal, because it was a white woman in the front. So we as Black people, we have to start structuring. It's sad that we have to maneuver in a system that is doing exactly what the system was made to do. Yeah. And that was to keep Black people and brown people permanent citizens. And if we cannot change that narrative, we cannot speak about that, if we cannot speak about that and be uncomfortable, and you be uncomfortable but understanding, then you're not an ally. You are a person who's okay with the system, because the system is working for you, but it's not working for all people. And I'm gonna put a nail in that. All right. Let me shout out Mocha Latte, ErvinJWilliams, Terry Jordan, Jeronimo Speaks is in here talking to his friends. Montega is in here. LaWanda Williams, Xavier, Tabitha, Miss Burns, what's up? Javon Williams, I said that. Matt Mitchell, Michael Malfin, thank you all so much for tuning in. So with that being said, we're going to go into our other next round of spitters. It's going to be you first, Miss Kel, the poet, and then the one and only Knowledge. So let's go. Give us that hot, ooh, I'm going down.
So, okay, I will say my piece. And like Shea, people haven't heard me in a while, so they want to hear what they want to hear. I'll just say it. His outward appearance only scratches the surface upon his beauty. And I'll just shout out the heart and selfness he possesses. And on this man, I've never seen several faces in under a million places. He has to be. And even though he is well overqualified for the center, he only calls attention to himself while he's with me. Seeing his eyes look at me as if I'm the most requisite thing. And for that feeling, I can't think of any replacement. I think I like him. Amazing is he. Heartbreak is no longer something I've experienced. If I have forgotten that he has captured my full attention. And he's here in this room. The man that makes me want to close the door to all future auditions for my heart. Fuck everyone else, I'm giving this man the part. Without witnessing how dedicated he even is to his art, I'm willing to be his canvas. Equipped with a million layers as I have the stamina in case he needs to start over and over again, perfecting his art of loving me. And I know that we haven't met yet in the intimate sense, but just the scent of you has set my memory to forget every past interest. I want you so bad. I want you more than I wanted my first car. I want to rewind the time, snatch up my virginity and educate and twiddle my thumbs till age 28 when we would meet and hand it over to you. So you'll become my beginning and ending. I want to lie next to you. No touching, no kissing, just short breaths between words full of meaning, awaiting all the ways that you make me high. As a small tremble turns into the shakes as you take up the space between my thighs, I want to create memories. The kind that when I'm reminiscent of you makes you telepathically think the same thing, in turn you pick up the phone to say you were just thinking of me. So I have a crush on you. I look at you and see the cartoon heart butterflies and birds chirping over your head. I dream of you. See, in that dream, you are the truth. You read my line between my thighs with the tip of your tongue, and somehow my body knows how to position and bend to take you in wherever you want me to. All the while, my brain starts to tingle, my nipples start to harden, and my ovaries start breakdancing, anticipating your ejaculating, because I want to give you pretty babies. See, love, it's all about you. And I couldn't find to chase this feeling if it wasn't attached, CC, carbon copied emotionally to you. Somehow I think you know this, but I'll say it anyway. I like you. And I'm ready to get in wherever I'll fit in. If you'll have me, boo, please choose me to be your lover, confidant, and friend. That way we can play, that way we can laugh, play, fucking the shade at the game, and later discuss your favorite plays. See, I want to compliment you by showing you all the ways I can love you and everything that would mean to you, how even though you've never had a woman like me, you are so deserving, and I deserve to have you too. I wouldn't insult you by saying I'm infatuated with you. This is a full-blown love, lust, don't tell no lies. I'll be writing 3 million poems about you, never really saying goodbyes, rushing to emotion, slowing down on but doing plenty of touching, tongue kissing, rubbing each other's counterparts, dare I say it. A clothes burning type of crush for a person I'm considering renaming my future. It's exciting. I like you. So I guess what I'm saying is you're special. And I light up just from the sight of you. Blessed will be our worlds when joined as us two. Even after I make you mine, I will continue to have a crush on you.
Oh, you know, that's my piece. So we can laugh, play, fucking the shade. Yeah, that's my kind of woman right there. You get your freak on down at the baseball games in the bush of the stadiums.
Not in the bush of the stadium. You know a little too much, sir.
In the forest of the parks. Now, I was an O'Fallon type of guy back in the day. Back doing Black Planet. Y'all don't know nothing about Black Planet chat rooms.
If you say something about Black Planet, one more.
He did.
Hey, you know what movie was going through my head, that whole piece? Well, a scene in Love Jones when they came, they had split up for a while, and they came back and met in front of the porch hall, and then the awning, it was raining and shit. Like, that's the shit that they was thinking, standing there in the rain, talking to each other. You know,
I appreciate that. What I hear you saying is that was the type of poetry that should have been written.
Yeah, opposed to the one that was in the movie.
Yeah, that part.
You know what's funny about that? Before we get to you, Knowledge, what's funny about that is that people think that's what poetry scenes are about. They think we come in and we be like,
that's my poem. You quoting my poem. I'm doing that next. Shut up.
Oh, I'm gonna shut up then. Yo, check this out. Before we go further though, once again, like I said, if you love what you hear, hit those cash apps. I'm gonna read everybody's cash app to everybody because for some reason they saying the cash app too small. But if you click the button and make your screen a full screen, you will be able to see the cash apps on everyone. So Kel's the Poet cash app is $ First Lady Dana, that's the number 1 STLADYDANA. Geronimo's cash app is Geronimo put his in capital. I know that's right, Geronimo, is cash sign JERONIMO Speaks SPEAKS. Nice the Barber, aka Devaron. His cash app is cash app sign NYCE the THE Barber, BARBER. And Knowledge, what is your cash app? Can you say it for the people, please? And I'll type it.
Unmute.
He's officially the granddaddy on wine. Baby, now where is that button? Where is that button? Where is that button now? I done put, you just muted yourself again, Uncle Knowledge.
Hey, today is technical difficulty day. Y'all didn't get that memo.
He got dad.
Nah,
work.
but is a $, knowledge. That's it. It's $, knowledge.
The granddaddy is $, knowledge.
That's it. That's it.
I'm surprised they didn't say that name is Spitta.
You are officially somebody's granddaddy. Hey, yo, so knowledge, we want you to spit that high piece. I put yours in all caps so people can see it from a distance too. Go hit that piece for us.
All right. So we flock together in our puddle of love like two doves side by side because our love has known of each other since always. We've traveled down hallways of uncertainty, yet we certainly learning to undress each other facades by unveiling our eyes, bearing them on each other, all while sharing one another under the covers of conversation. And we aware that time be wasting, so we savor every sacred second of our high by chuckling our days into the sun, leave footprints across the sky. I love you. Deeper than the Atlantic, go frantic from thoughts without you. I go Stevie when I wonder if I could see me without you. Girl, I swear it's like you've tattooed your name to my tongue, because you all I seem to talk about. Can't seem to do this walk without you, be desert like dry mouth and hot sand to quench my thirst. So we make sure to nurse our love from puppies. Now we pissing in the tall grass. Wave hands at green eyes that despise what we do. Let them try with all they might to remove the fuse from out our glue. Because we know, although our God-filled gift is delicate, yet and still is heaven sent, so yet and still is better spent knowing that we ain't going nowhere. Let the masses behold that our souls hold bond tighter than molecules. Me, your hydrogen, and you, my oxygen I need to breathe. And together we tread in water that's far beyond our zone. Together we breathe life into my idea that love was dead. Instead, into the day God decides to pick up his phone and calls one of us home, you and I would live here together in the same soul. Two halves to one whole, two parts to one heart. Girl, I need you like blessings. Like Sunday school lessons, bless me with your essence. Teach me your questions that I may be the answer. Breathe me into your lungs, let me be your cancer. Let me take over, your burdens my shoulder, your tears my cheeks that we may cry together. Let it rain on down. We storm any weather under our umbrella. Ella, A. See, we above all that. We strap our gats with that Mary J's real love. Went to war with adversity and we beat all odds. Let all I see, that all I see is your Beyonce to my Jay-Z. Be in love with you so dangerously. The angels must be rejoicing and knowing I'm finally forfeiting over my heart by loving you back. So the fact is that it's plain to see. This ain't no game to me, no monopolies, nor connect fours. Just connect me to you, and us two would be more than enough. Thank you.
Yeah. Listen, dope piece, knowledge. I always, I love the line, I go Stevie to my wonder whenever I see you. Listen, knowledge player points just went up. Girls was like, listen, he was cute at first. He was like a 6. He don't went up to like a 6.5. You about to get all the DMs. Ding, 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 ding. Excuse me,
with a 6.5. With a 6.5.
6.5 is above average. That's right above average.
Oh, I don't know if I would take that if I were you.
Oh, he's gonna take it.
Look, I've been called worse by better people.
Better people, you hear me? Don't let me stop you.
I've been called worse by better people.
The girls, look, women looking at the screen like, he was a 6. He a 6.5, 9. Because he's working under the shade with Dana and him bake dance in the streets. I'm gonna go on top and talk to him.
Hey, can I I mean to cut y'all off. Can I shout out Montega Simmons and Mocha Latte, man? I appreciate y'all for the cash app.
Damn right. If you got cash app, if anybody hit you up with a cash app, definitely shout them out. I want to shout out Jennifer Washington. She hit me up with a cash app. I said we was gonna do it at the end of the show, y'all. So let's wait to the end of the show to shout the people out who hit you up with the cash app.
Yes, definitely Mocha Latte and Montague and 16.
That's why we mess with Mo. Hey, 16, I sent you a message, sir, several times. You need to get on it. I'm saying it right now. So
he was one of them poets too.
Oh yeah, 16 is definitely one of them poets that make you want to fight everybody in the room. I love when what I love about in St. Louis, I'm only speaking for St. Louis right now, is that we have poets who are phenomenally talented. And then we have poets who are authentically them. That make any sense? Like you can go, and I know when I hear a piece that's a Dana Kelly piece. I know when I hear a piece that's a Shea Brown, or that's a Knowledge piece, or that's a Devaron's piece. I know it because I can hear it. So I appreciate you all being original in your art and in your work, because you know a lot of people don't give us that praise. So I'm going
you as well though, bro. You like one of the dopest to do this though.
Oh, thanks. Don't give me. You know I'm sensitive. I don't want to drop.
You're still bald headed.
You see, I ain't bald headed. You better check that line. Tell her D nice. You better check it.
Put it back
on. my hair is long and luxurious.
He only bald in the first half of his head, though.
You hear me? That's called the Calvin.
He only
forehead.
bald right here.
I got the Calvin forehead. I can't. That's because we smart. But listen, I want to get a little silly with y'all. I want you all to think of this. Think of this question. What is something weird, or something not necessarily weird, but something about you that people may not know? Something that's about you that people may not know. I'm going to start with Jeronimo because he look like a deer in headlights. You know I'm a teacher. You can't look like that. You can't be like, oh, Lord, please don't let them call me. What is something weird about you, or something that people may not know about you?
I like to sing a lot.
Now you know you got to hear something, Luther.
No.
Ooh, yeah.
That's weird. That's why it's weird, because I like to sing loudly, but I don't know how to sing at all, and I don't never know the lyrics either. So, and then I get mad.
That's the worst combination, bro.
That's over there, blah 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 blah.
It's kismet. We got the same ailment.
And I get mad when people tell me the real lyrics. I be like, I meant to mess it up. I don't want to know the lyrics.
Did it on purpose. Thank you.
I don't know. It just makes me feel good just singing horribly in my lungs. I know not one lyric, just going at it. And don't correct me, because I won't.
What about you, Devaron? That's hilarious.
I was born with 6 fingers on my right hand.
Oh, you still got it? We got to see the 6 fingers. You still have
it. No, I got it cut off. I got it cut off. Yeah.
You could have counted to 11.
I know, right? Yeah. I was born with 6 fingers on my right hand, and I was born with 2 sets of canines. I had fangs when I was a kid.
Oh, you one of those kids that were born with teeth?
I want to see the proof.
No, we ain't pulling the pictures out.
First of all, Kales, who would brag about being born with vampire teeth? Who would brag about that? So basically, Devaron's not from Earth. He's one of these shapeshifters down here posing as human. It's okay.
Yeah. And the motherships is in the atmosphere. I just want y'all to know that y'all only got a limited amount of time. Just need y'all to know that.
It's about right. This weather's telling us that. What about you, Kales?
So I'm gonna back up Jeronimo there. Yes, I put on a nice, like the best concerts every day, first and foremost. So yes, I also dance in my kitchen. Don't know how to dance. The biggest thing is that I curse a lot. A lot of people are so surprised when they actually sit down and talk to me, and then something happens that
something happens
that warrants a certain level of anger. And they're surprised that the tone of my voice doesn't change, but the feeling, energy does.
The room changes.
So it's a gift. I don't own it. I believe that it was blessed to me by God.
Hey.
What about you, Shea Brown?
Weird about me that people would know. So
That you bedazzled the inside of your car with pink diamonds and rubies.
everybody know that because you did a live video on the shit one time. So everybody, you told on it. No, oddly enough, I count things like I got OCD or something. Like, I don't know why I do this, but I count like my steps. I count things in the room. I don't know.
That's an actual thing.
Yeah,
That's an actual thing.
Yeah.
when I was little, when we stayed in this house in Pine Lawn, I used to be a fake spy when I was a kid. So I would count how many steps it took to get from the front door to the back door in my house. And then I would try to make it without making any noise, making any floorboards creak. So I used to sneak up on my mom all the time, which I still walk soft. And people be like, make some noise when you come in the room. But so I count things. Weird. I don't know. I count stuff.
Now, and what about you, Devaron?
No, you asked me already.
I mean, not Devaron. I'm looking at you, but I meant to say knowledge.
Knowledge, your CASHAPP app not working too. They say it's coming up as a white man.
As a white man.
That's his. That's
So you the one with the motherships up there then, huh? You the shapeshifter?
It should be knowledge 911. Did I say that?
You didn't say the number before, boy. You just said no.
Okay, and spell it so we can have it correctly, because maybe it's spelled differently. Spell it.
Well,
It's
911.
K. It's KNOWLEDGE 911.
Yeah,
See,
you
you
did
never
not
told-
say that.
You
This
never
is
told the
I am
911.
Did I leave the 911 out?
You
I
just
am
said
so
no.
glad we are.
Hey yo, play us fuck up. Play us fuck up. Wait a minute, y'all all mad at me. Ain't none of y'all try to send no damn money. What the fuck?
And that is right. And that is right.
Now one of y'all that's talking to me right now
He has
tried
a
to send
point.
me no money. And y'all the loudest ones talking. I appreciate that love. I appreciate that love.
So something weird
Hey
about
yo,
knowledge
hey yo,
is that he
I'm
don't know
recovering
his
from a
CASHAPP.
car accident. I'm
He don't know
recovering
his
from a
CASHAPP.
car accident.
Man, what's something weird about you? What's something weird about you? Not
What's
knowing your
weird about
CASHAPP.
me is that I don't be knowing my Cash App all the time. I guess that would qualify as weird, I guess. I am a perfectionist procrastinator. I think that's probably the way. I mean, something that probably people don't know about me. I think I'm pretty much an open book to most people, but I think that's probably something that people would be, be thrown off. Because my sister Dana, she know how much I procrastinate, but at the same time, I'm a very particular person at the same time. So it's a little off.
Yeah,
It gets me in a lot of trouble.
Something weird about me is that people don't know, like, I'm an extroverted introvert. I'm turned on when I have to be Sir ErvinJWilliams and when I have to be out in public. But if you ever lived with me or been with me, I am a quiet person. I'll be in the house all day reading books. The TV is something that's on in the background, and I'll be listening to music. Dana tell you, people get shocked. They be like, are you so quiet? Oh, motherfucker, what do I supposed to do? Are you cutting me a check? Like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? Tap dance.
Hello,
Right. Hello, my darling, my ragtime gal.
Get that about you and all my brothers. You, Tahir, Knowledge. Like, they must drive you crazy at the house. We always at the house to check it. I'm like, actually, no, we're reading books. And
that's really.
Matter of fact, we will look at you like, why are you talking to me right now? I am re-energizing. Like,
real talk.
Stand on something silly. And this is something I came up with today. If an animal can represent you and your writings, what would that animal be and why? I'm going to toss that. Who hasn't gone first yet? Who hasn't gone first with the questions?
I'm the only person who went first.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't even mathematically and logically, that doesn't make sense. That makes absolutely no sense. I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna start with you, Shea Brown. What is an animal? If you could be not if you can be an animal, but an animal that would represent you, what would it be and why?
Tiger, my Chinese zodiac.
Okay.
Because they have blue eyes and I have blue eyes. 2, because they ferocious and fuck it, you know what it is.
Oh my.
I'm a tiger. Wow. Grr, motherfucker. Grr.
Oh
G-R-R-R-R.
Oh my.
What about you, Jeronimo? You went second this time.
Wait. I thought I was gonna be last. If it was something that represents me and my writing.
Yeah, just something that represents you, period. An animal or symbol.
Oh, a wolf, man. A wolf.
Why is a wolf?
Because like wolves are super smart. They pack. They run as a group. They get teamwork, make the dream work. You feel me? And they vicious. Like they'll bite your head off, man, if you mess with them.
Yeah.
So like wolves, man. And they always take it down bigger obstacles than them. Like they always take it down like something like an ox or buffalo or something like that. You know what I mean? So I'm a wolf.
All right.
You know
What about you, Knowledge?
An octopus.
First of all, that is the most brilliant
I think an
animal you
octopus.
can be. You know that's the only animal that does not share any DNA with anything on Earth?
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Yeah.
pow, bet you didn't know
Yes,
that.
sir. Yeah,
Right.
I would be an octopus
And why is that?
because
You
I
have
don't
7
share
hearts?
any DNA with anybody else on this earth. Nah, because because I'm dragged in a million. I have a very, very intense life, intense schedule, and I think I am probably more of an octopus because I have my hand in so many different things. Real talk. That's kind of me. I have so many different layers to myself.
Could
So
it be also be undiagnosed ADHD? But never mind. Devaron, what about you?
y'all like how he just put that in there like that?
Just move the fuck on. Just move the fuck on.
He comes for me every single time. Like he
I
always
don't.
coming
You
for me.
just set yourself up.
If
I
he
do not.
didn't, yo, real talk. If he didn't come for me like he did, we wouldn't have a relationship. That is our relationship. Is he comes for me every single time. I just
Why
want to
you
put that
still
out there.
sound like you from New York and you've been in St. Louis all this time? St. Louis, that shit up.
St. Louis,
Because New York don't leave. It's in the blood. I got the
First of
Empire
all-
State of Mind. I got the
First of all-
Empire State of Mind.
First of all, Knowledge is a liar because I don't step off my throne to SQS with anyone underneath my nose. Moving on. How you doing, Devaron? What about you?
He tried again. He tried again.
Yeah. Man, I would just have to go with my zodiac, a lion, a Leo. I mean, that's
Like
quiet,
the Wizard of
lazy.
Oz, Leo? Lion?
Nah.
Or the
Like
Wiz lion? I'm a mean old lion. Because I'm mean and green.
Mufasa lion. The
Okay.
Mufasa lion. Yeah.
No, he died, right?
Right.
Lay back and I'll let you
Horribly,
get.
by the way.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's
We sorry, Devaron. We sorry.
nah. It's all good.
How would you
man.
be a
Just,
lion again?
Cause lions chill throughout most of the day. Lions chill until it's time to do work. And that's how I am. I'm just chill till it's time to do work. Whatever that work is, I'm gonna take off running doing it and move out
And
the
you have the
way.
voice of James Earl Jones too. So pow.
There it is.
That matched
There it is.
perfectly. What about you, Miss Kales?
I would say a giraffe. And I know that's like not a cool
You
one.
saw my answer, by the way, but go on. I want to hear yours.
Oh,
Yeah, you
well,
did.
Well, not just because I think I'm tall for my age, but
She nosy as hell.
Well, the lie she just told. But keep going.
the last you just first of all, I am tall for my age. Secondly, I was just thinking about how long like the legs and the neck is, and it is in comparison to my story and the fact that they pretty much oversee the jungle. And yeah, so I would say the giraffe.
And you took my answer. I would say a giraffe also. It's crazy, friend, because I always say the giraffe sees what nobody else sees. So it's a visionary. It sees past what you can see. So it doesn't have the same vision of a turtle or a lion or anything else. And what I love about the giraffe is that it has like a 47-pound heart that keeps pumps the blood up the neck. And if it lowers its vision, meaning if it comes down to the level of other animals, it would actually pass out. So a giraffe has to walk strong and tall and see what everybody else can't see. So that I always, yeah, giraffe is definitely my, and another thing, giraffes will.
That makes sense. So the hard thing for you, you know, mine is stone.
Ooh.
These are facts. These are facts. But what's crazy
Oh
about
my.
That poem you just read, how your heart stone?
Oh my.
is that
the hell out of
giraffes
me.
will hurt you
Fucking
if
in the
you run up on them.
shade.
What'd you say,
I said, what's crazy about it is that giraffes look beautiful and meek, but giraffes would hurt you if you run
They
up
some
on a
beasts.
giraffe. All right. Now, so these are some of the things that I want to talk about. Then because I'm not gonna keep you all the full time because I want people to find out what you're doing, where you're going, everything like that. But I do want to have this conversation with you all. Where is it at? I'm not even gonna ask that question to the end. So Toni Morrison has this quote, and the quote says, America means white. Everything and everybody else is hyphenated. What does that mean to you? I'm gonna toss to Devaron first. What does that mean? Everything white, America means white, everybody else is hyphenated. What does that mean?
Very literal, but it is. I mean, we weren't in mind when America became America. I mean, we've never been in mind. You know, not us, just people of color, period. The minorities, who aren't the minorities anymore, by the way, were never in mind. Yeah. We were never in mind with the rules, the bylaws, the legislations, the Constitution, the freedoms, the rights, all of that. We were never in mind. So that's what I take it very literal. You know, America is white and everything else is hyphenated, because it is.
Anybody else have anything to add to that? Because everybody don't have to answer that, but anybody else have anything to add to that?
Yeah, basically just like this is theirs and we all just here. The rest of us just here.
What about you, Jeronimo?
I think it.
Well, what I perceive when you say America is white, everything else is hyphenated, is just that white first. You feel me? So it's just the same thing as like African American, you know what I'm saying? Asian American, Mexican American, white, and whatever you is, white African, white, you know what I'm saying? White, black, like put the white man systemically ahead of everybody else, and then everything else fall under that totem pole. You feel me? And so that's what I perceive from it.
Yeah, Knowledge, you was about to say something, but we cut you off. Sorry about that.
No, it's cool. I was just gonna kind of piggyback off of what I was saying earlier with when we were talking to Kels about how the perception is automatically one way when you think about it. So you automatically think of America, you automatically think of English speaking, you automatically think of white. You are like, that's the automatic. When you close your eyes, that's automatically what comes to mind. You programmed to believe that already. Everything else is secondhand. Everything else is underneath that. When they finally come face to face with her, then they understand, oh, there's an alternate, you know what I'm saying? There's an alternate version to this story. Okay, so let's delve deeper into your background. But initially, the idea is not even a consideration that there will be an alternate version to what they already see as being American and being in the forefront. So I kind of just piggybacks off of what I was saying earlier in my perception.
That's a word. That's a word for real, Knowledge, because I don't think people understand. And the reason I ask these questions with some of the silly questions, not just to keep people entertained, but I don't think people understand as artists we have this uncanny way to not seem like the most intelligent person in the room. But they don't know that we see everything, we feel everything, and we record everything, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually. We are in the room, so we can go from like the vast. We have people who own companies and businesses here, and we have people who are on the front line. We have people who are artists. We have people who are musicians, directors, producers. All of us right now, we wear this hat. We wear 1,000 hats in our position. And nobody ever know how well versed we are because they automatically put us, just like Americans, they automatically put us in this box. So that's why it's a need for this kind of show and for us to speak, so not only display our intelligence, but know that we do have an opinion on everything. Dana, did you want to say something before I move to the next question?
Yes, I'll say, I think it's just a soil of programming, and it's something that we suffer from even today. They put that in our brains from day one. and we repeat it back to each other, and unfortunately repeat the acts in which follow those types of terms. As an example, I'll say, you knew, another Black person saying to me, you knew better than to start your business here. You knew better than to do these types of things. That's the way that we perpetuate that deception. That's the way that we continue to be visitors, permanent visitors on something we built. So I do
say that again. That's a poem. Write that down. If you don't write that poem, I'm going to write that poem. Permanent visitors. You need to write that down.
Yeah, but it's the way that we've become permanent visitors because of that mindset, because of the allowing that to be something that again, the soil, and we all know what grows from the soil.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just have to be conscious of things like that.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful word. I love that you said that, because like you said before, it's so, I think people don't understand the vastism of, it's not about racism. It's about protecting whiteness at all costs. And the system is one of those systems that only way it works is if it has a permanent underclass citizen. And the permanent underclass citizen in this country has always been darker skinned Americans, Black people. And if we come out the bottom of their machine can't exist. I always tell people, they can quote me, and if you ever hear this again, I said it first. We always talking about rage against the machine, rage against the machine, rage against the machine. What we need to do is create our own machine and go in the opposite direction, because this is one thing I know. Our machine can exist without them. Their machine cannot exist without us. And it's not even putting a division in, because there's going to be somebody say, well, why do we have to divide, and why can't we just get along? You tell us to stop talking about slavery being the reason that Black people are in the majority in poverty in this country, as if slavery is not the reason that white people are in positions of power, that we have the White House, that you have lineage and wealth. So we're going to keep talking about slavery as it, and there's another question I have, and I'm doing the research on it now, because I don't want to go on a tangent, but this is a subject I can speak on all day. What happened to the Black people that were here? We always hear about the 60 million Native Americans that were destroyed and killed here, but there were Native Americans who were Black. What's their story? Why don't we ever talk about them?
That's something I was going to piggyback on what you said. Like, oftentimes, and again, this is not to be divisive in any way, shape, or form, because I feel like the closest way the fastest way we can get to unity is respecting each other's histories.
Yeah.
And the truth, and telling the truth.
The truth of the history. So if you are consistently telling me, a Black person, to forget about the many, the centuries of oppression, and only being taught your way of living. You see what I'm saying? And you want me to forget that. That's not gonna be how we can unite. I have to know your story, but you don't have to know mine or respect it.
Yeah.
How does that work? So the first places to unity is understanding where each person is coming from, each culture.
I'm gonna tell you what Cicely Tyson said. This is the third time I mentioned Cicely Tyson. Rest well, Miss Cicely Tyson. Rest well, Queen, because you did what you're supposed to have done. I've mentioned her on every show because she said Black people never had the luxury of not studying white people. They never had to learn about us. We had to learn about them simply to survive.
To survive, that's right.
Because we have to study them, we need to learn how to use that to our advantage, because we know everything about them. They know nothing about us. Yeah. When she said that, I said, come on, Cicely Tyson. Like that is just like a remarkable statement, because we had to be the slaves, the butlers, the gardeners, and all these things. We had to know what to say and what to do, not to be killed, and all these things. And we were taught, like all of us had, especially the Black males here, you Dana, having sons, had this talk with your mother or your father, where they was like, when the police pull you over, go to a well-lit place, make sure you say yes, sir, and no, sir. We have to tell our children this simply to survive, and forget all the people like, you shouldn't train your kids how to be submissive. My job as a parent, as a mentor, as an uncle, is to make sure that child we send out the door, make it back alive, because there's no coming back from death. It sounds idealistic that they shouldn't have to do those things, but unfortunately, we're not in that space where they don't have to do those things. Am I making any sense? Anybody else can jump in because I go all day about this.
I was
Yeah, man, I kind of on the back end of that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you fine, Devaron. You can speak.
When you said we know everything about them, they know nothing about us. I feel the opposite. I feel like they know more about us than we know about ourselves. Because you have to in order to you have to in order to conquer people like that.
In order to conquer, true facts.
Yeah, in order to conquer people like that, you have to know more about your enemy than they know about themselves. You gotta be able to play on the weaknesses and the informalities and the lack of camaraderie, I guess, for the lack of better words right now. Unity, for the lack of unity. Like, you gotta be able to play on that in order for the oppressor to keep the oppressed, you got to know how to do that. And you have to know them. You got to study.
Would you say that not necessarily that they know more about us, but they know secrets that we don't know about ourselves?
No. I believe they know more about us than we know about ourselves. I believe that. And I think that's why subconsciously, I think that's why Black men are feared so much, because of it was the thing going around about, I forgot what it was, but about you supposed to get your Black people supposed to get their superpowers
on the 21st or something like that.
Yeah. Black people supposed to get their superpowers, and I mean, we got them. You know what I mean? Like, I had this part. Yeah, and I mean, and of course, I'm speaking, metaphorically, but we had this conversation. I cut hair full time, and we had this conversation in the shop.
And he's one of the dopest barbers, to be exact. I'm listening. My bad.
Thank you. And they was having this talk about, I use Superman as a metaphor, because we melanated, and Superman gets his power from the sun, and he overcomes, and he's the most sought after man on the planet. It's almost like he's from a different world. They don't know much about him, but when he came here, he does these extraordinary things. And I compare Black men, Black women too, Superman and Superwoman. We do these things. The sun empowers us. Nature is for us. You know what I mean? Like, it's things about us that we don't. Hell, me too. I'm a reader, and I research. It's things and the way our bodies work that I want to learn how to understand, and I want to learn how to capitalize on how our bodies work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We just scientifically, we have 13% more muscle mass, 10% more lung capacity than the average human on the planet. That's fact. That's science. That's the statistic. You know what I mean? We real life superhuman. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel that Black men are so feared, because they know more about the Black man than we know about ourselves. And when we discover what that is, then it's going to be hell to pay.
But I think, before you speak, Jeronimo, and I want to speak to this because that's an excellent point. That's an excellent point of view. I think what it is though, I think that because I think Black people, sincerely, we know who we are. We know we come from a loving background. We know who we are. I think one of the issues is that somebody taught us how to fear ourselves subconsciously. So when I look at knowledge, when I look at Devaron, when I look at a Dana Kelly, a Shea, or a Jeronimo, I don't see the God in them. I see that Black demonic devil that I've been taught to hate, and I want to destroy that. And I think that's the narrative that we have to start, especially with our babies. We have to let them know, like, I was privileged to be at a school that my teachers marched with Dr. Martin Luther King and were Black Panthers and all of these things. Everybody was not raised with that same privilege. So I think I've always had that. I know who I am as a Black person, but what I love about me is how much more I don't know what I am as a Black person, and learning that.
Yeah, that's it. That part.
Yeah, what you was about to say, Jeronimo?
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like that. I don't know if they knew more about us than we knew about ourselves, because they had to learn us. You know what I mean? I feel like that they understood our physical, prowess, and that we can endure, and that under the conditions of they came here to America like 1,000 years before, Christopher Columbus and the Mayflower and everybody, all of them came here. And millions of Native Americans died off because of diseases. You feel me? And so they had all this time to see that strong Black men from Africa. You know what I'm saying? And they saw our physical prowess. Like my brother Nice just said, like, we hold more muscle mass and we can fight off diseases more. I think they had more understanding of how war works and how destruction and chaos work. One of the first thing they did when they brought us over here was they separated tribes so there could be a language area. You know what I'm saying? And so because you can't rebel, you know, and so separation, and then when they saw us starting to evolve to communicate through dance and things of that nature, then they stopped that. You know what I mean? And then they at one point in time they thought we was unable to learn to read and write, you know, but then once they saw that was the capability, they stopped that. You know what I mean? So I think it's the thing about it is they constantly learn, and maybe they got to a point where they know more about us African Americans, but I don't know if that's the truth for over there in Africa. You know what I mean? Where the rituals are still the same for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
I don't know.
I mean, cut you off, but
the most powerful, but the most powerful thing they did do was they made Africans hate African Americans. So
and
we don't
vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't hate, because let me tell you what my African friends have, and that's something I discovered in my late 20s. When my African friends said that because Black people have been in America their entire life, they don't understand how massive Africa is. So he say, Ervin, if you got kidnapped in California and I live in New York, I don't even know you exist. I don't even know you were kidnapped. What they don't teach you Americans is that once we found out what was happening in the slave trade, how we ported ships to come get people and bring them back home, and were actually destroyed. He's saying what they teach them in Africa is to teach them that Black people in America are all thugs and all this other stuff. And what they teach us here in America is that they over there living in woods and eating on animals and all the other stuff. Yep. So it's systematically and systemically set up for us to be at odds. Because what happens the day Black people around the world go, let's all move left?
Yeah.
That's why they took out Marcus Garvey. You know what I mean?
I want to say, not that they know more about us, but there's only really one thing they needed to know about us, and that is the power of our heart, our family, the vileness that is embedded in our culture, the evil that we didn't have. I know that our religion and our children were used in many ways of manipulation in that sense, and to grow and to continue to procreate and continue to grow, to teach your seeds in that same weak mindset, just knowing, just one false move and you lose your children, you lose your husband. There's this vileness and this manipulation that existed in things that we could never fathom in our culture, again, because it's not embedded. What they had up on us is the evil that they have.
I wouldn't even say it was demonic. I wouldn't even say it was evil, because I mean, it definitely was evil. Let me not mess my words. What it is that once you dehumanize something, though, you don't have to treat them as human. Once I make you an inanimate object, once I make you a cow or a dog or whatever, for my conscience, for my survival, I will make you that. So then I can do to you whatever I want to. So what happens now, I teach my white children how to do that. I teach white Irish Americans who come over. I teach Asian Americans to look at Black people like these things, these inanimate objects, these animals. So when we setting up things in their community, we don't have to treat them as such. And once you make something unhuman, you can treat it any kind of way you want to. And that's something that we have to work on in a society and as a people. It's not, I don't care that you finally see me. It's that I know that I'm worthy being here. My ancestors died for me to be here. I'm not going to be submissive or meek, because it's enough millions of people have died for little old Ervin to be sitting here on this microphone having this conversation with 5 other dynamic Black people. You get what I'm saying? So my advice to everybody, because I'm going to say this and we're going to move forward. My advice to everybody is the time is now to stand up for what you believe in, stand firm in it. And if you don't know what you believe in, find out what you are willing to die for.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. If you
That's
don't know what you believe in, hurry up and tap a brother or tap a sister on the shoulder.
We need you.
Let them help you.
We need you. So I'm going to go through this, and then we're gonna tell people where they can find you, what you do outwards. We're going to do a round robin. We're going to tell people where they can find you, what business and company you own right now. Because I know my friend Dana ain't gonna say all that she does. So let me say this right now. She's the owner of Rain Restaurant downtown St. Louis, and she has a tax preparation program, just in case she forget. And she has 2 books that she forget to tell people that she has before she talk about what she does. I'm gonna put that out there. But we're gonna do a round robin. I'm gonna start with you, Devaron, then you, Jeronimo, then you, Shea, then you, Knowledge, then you, Dana. No, let me do that. I'm gonna go Devaron, Jeronimo, Dana, Knowledge, Shea Brown. That's how we're going to do the round robin, right? And you can explain your poem or why you wrote it and go right into the poem, all right?
Okay.
All right.
Knowledge, put that phone on mute. This poem is called... Oh, yeah, it's on mute. Okay. This poem is called My Black. And it's basically written because of the conversation that we just had right now. America's white, everything else is hyphenated. So that's basically what this poem is derived from. My black. My black is beautiful, and it is radiant. Kissed by the sun, withstanding the sands of time, the hardest of its kind, my carbon crystalline shines through the darkest of nights, curating the brightest of diamonds we are where find. I came from the depths of the earth, seep through the cracks of the surface. God himself in the finest hour reached down and scoured and molded us straight from the dirt. Not if that ain't science and scripture, for your ask me no questions and I tell you no lies. My black is authentic. Dated from the rhythmic tunes of rhythm and blues, the architectural odds and oohs that still have the world fooled on how we managed to pull through what you expect us to do. Be humble for what? Because I'm expected to be less aggressive and pessimistic. When due to my pigment, I'm considered less effective and bound for prison. Don't let them dim your prism. Your light is colorful. Color folk don't need permission to shine. Never mind your pride, boy, you need to listen. This black is resilient. It has the ability to recoil, spring back into shape after bending, stretching, and or being compressed into something lesser. Never crack from the pressure of difficult conditions of oppression. Living testaments of our social constructs are irrelevant. Excuse me. Never crack under the pressure from the difficult conditions of oppression. Living testaments that your social constructs are irrelevant to the development of our evolution. This black is chosen. Molded from the same hate that thought you would keep us in bondage, but God has promised his people a stipend. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. Be mindful of the prices paid to pave the way. Literally, arms and legs given. Dogs sicked on men and women, children, lives lost in prisons we didn't even deserve to be in. My black is my son. So precious and innocent, sure and independent, blameless and forgiving. My daughter, active and curious, strong and unconditional. So this unconventional approach to life as to why we are furious. Because like my kids, we didn't ask to be here, but we did ask for our freedom because it's owed and needed. If we don't get it, our request, and if we don't get it, then our request forms will be depleted. And after that, we don't even need a reason. My black is tired of retreating. My black.
Good piece. Yeah. My black is tired of retreating. Ooh. Listen, that's a word. That's the word. People tired.
Thank you. Thank
you. People tired. Next poet.
I want to know what's in my soul. It's undescribable. Scribes and scrolls, massive droves of blacks in coal, mass encryptions of black Egyptians, tragedy pictures of African lynchings. I'm from a block where they makes a lot, but never makes a lot. They confused with blonde dreads. I'm God body, arm, leg, arm, head. Bronze feet means bronze legs. Hair, wool means bronze head. That means it's in my pigmentation to be God-led. No, you don't get it. I was inside the pencil. God uses the right scriptures and great pictures. I'm God's led, and you can't pencil sharpen the sharpest artist. Mix with little Huey, Stokely, and Sharpton. So pardon, I'm a soldier without a cause. Huey P in a straw chair with a black hat and a black burner. Give me the Quran, I've been Malcolm. Bible, I've been Nat Turner. So I'm praying to God to give me the vision to separate fact from fictitious, taking heroin glimpses at hieroglyphics. Because it's not impossible when you God's pupil to see through God's pupils, but because it is brown iris, blind hatred because of my likeness, and it's like him. I used to be a monster, slave to the underworld like a lichen, devil one sitting on my head like a Viking, but I was moving backwards. Every plus was a minus, but as soon as I met God, I became a Midas, and I began to walk like a Titan, but they want to peg me as a barbarian and want me to believe I'm an African, born again, American. Wait. Look, just because you give me a social security number, that don't mean I'm any less Africa. That just means I'm secure while being social in America. Let's clear it up. They said action, instruction, and intelligence, and we ain't feared enough. I'm a Garveyite mixed with a Marley soundbite, and I barely sound nice because I'm barely awoke. But just know, we ain't come from the same tribe. We ain't had the same dialect. We ain't had the same rope. But we damn sure came here on the same boat. And I got the blues.
Yeah. That boy say, give me a Bible and I'll be Nat Turner. Give me a Quran and I'll be Malcolm X. Yes, I heard it. Come on with it. Next poet.
My poem is entitled Mar, and it's something that is damaged. And it's speaking from a queen to a king. Pain so giving. I'll lay here, baby. Tender it all to me. Rest easy. Just for tonight. Concede your grim to slumber with the darkness in me. Lie in my chest deeper than you have to my face. Protect your beast. I'm built for you too, king. From your head to the grip of your hands, squeeze me. Wail it out, baby. I'm not all you need. Assure you can trust me. Agony so promising, stow in me. Borrow my covering just for the moment. Libation free, my stay, your peace. Give the pain to me. That's it.
That's that. First of all, that's a lovely piece. That is a beautiful piece. You know how? Do you know how trusting a Black man has to be to tell Black women anything that we go through? Like that is a power.
Yeah.
That is a power, and I don't know if women understand that.
Yeah. A lot of women don't. It's something that I've learned from. I'm grateful. I have so many brothers in my life, and one of the biggest things women Black women go through is to not being their consult, not being somebody they can confide into, not being hearing all their business in the street, that type of stuff.
Yeah, the worst thing a Black man can do, and I told some family members this. The worst thing that can happen to a Black man is he tell you his deepest, darkest secret and hear it fall from the lips of other people.
Yes.
Never trust you again. Would
Or
never
you use it against them.
Yeah.
Or you use it against
them.
I was just gonna say that. Like how I define love is giving someone the power to destroy you and trusting them not to.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Like
That's
yeah.
To make yourself vulnerable is I think to make yourself vulnerable is scarier than love itself.
Yes.
Like to give someone the power to destroy you and trust them not to, that's heavy. You know what I mean? Like
especially when you were taught not to. When you were taught not to be vulnerable, because that's an effeminate thing for man and Black man, but particularly Black men to be. It's vulnerable. Vulnerability costs people their life.
Yeah.
True.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Thanks.
All right, next poet. Great piece, Dana.
If it's all right with the group, I actually want to do a poem that wasn't originated by me, but it's really, really on my heart, if that's okay. Okay. This poem was actually written in 1939. I teach it to my daughter to this day because of the meaning behind it. It was written by a Jewish man by the name of Abel Mirapol. And you probably know it a little bit more recognizably by a jazz singer by the name of Billie Holiday. She has a song called Strange Fruit, and it's just on my spirit right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that one instead of an original. Southern trees bear strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the root. Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. Pastoral scene of gallant South, the bulging eyes of the twisted mouth. Scent of magnolias, sweet and fresh. Then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here's the fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the tree to drop. Here's a strange and bitter crop. I teach this, and with it being Black History Month, I teach this to my daughter every single Black History, every single month and Black History Month every year because of the meaning behind it and what it meant. And it's something that I really wanted her to know. And because of the conversation that we was having, my spirit, I was going to do something else, but my spirit was really on that piece. I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And if I had did something else that I actually wrote, my mind would have been I would have been probably saying these words anyway in my piece anyway. It was on my spirit. So I appreciate you guys indulging that for me.
Yeah, and actually, you know, I teach that poem as well. I actually have my students listen to the Billie Holiday version, the Nina Simone version, the Jill Scott version, the Diana Ross version, and then the sample from Kanye West. And I always say this, anytime I hear that poem, I had a student, y'all, 8th grade baby girl, pretty girl, brilliant. She said, and I have them write what they think this poem mean. And she pointed out, that was the first time ever a student pointed this out to me, that about the popular tree, meaning that any tree that's popular in that city is what they got hung from, whether it was an oak tree or a red tree or whatever it was. But her poem, she had to write a poem, and the first line is her poem said, "America is nothing but a lie. Even the trees have secrets here."
Didn't you record that? Because I want to say I remember that. I remember exactly the student you're talking about. Man, that joint went so hard. That joint went so hard.
What? And I got to give her credit because her name is Kiana. Every time I hear that, just even the trees in this country lie, even these trees are telling stories and keeping secrets. So I'm going to go forward to Shea Brown. Thank you for reading that knowledge. It's actually one of my favorite pieces.
Before I get into my piece, just to kind of jump on that, I have a poem that I wrote called America the Unmerciful. And one of the lines in the poem says that in rural southern areas, they still hanging people who look a lot like you and me from oak, pine, poplar, and magnolia trees. So that's in my poem. All right, so this poem I'm gonna do for my round robin. I felt like it was relevant to deal with all of us. So that's that. Now I really don't care what you see when you look at me, and not the fact that you're prejudging is an issue, because I'm really not trying to impress you or dish you, but you're making it hard. So I'm gonna give you exactly what you want, because just this once my royalty is taking a backseat to my second nature ghettoism. So ironically speaking, I'm about to pull some cards. Now, if you want to rewind the track, I suggest you do it within the next few seconds. Hold up, this is live, so disregard that. But you are about to receive a verbal ass kicking. Well, maybe not, but you will get a subliminal message. Don't define us with labels. We are not just poets, we are so much more than that. We are life's artists, weaving life's imageries into a powerful tapestry. Beautiful artworks encased within our life story and stitching up the sides with our verbal linguistics and strong pride in humanity. Are you hearing me? We are so much more than dimly candlelit smoke-filled rooms and jazz-filled tunes and cliche finger snaps. Because that's what most of y'all think that poetry is all about, because Love Jones taught you that. And well, if that's what it takes to give you a smidgen of an idea of what we do and bring this art form to the forefront, then we're all right with that. But just for a second, let me shed a little light into that. We are metaphorically inclined to spit nouns and verbs, all with subject and predicate etiquette, slinging our similes more furious than our styles. We slinging them like sling blades, more like we're lobbing them like grenades. See, there's none more greater than our words verbatim, sizzling your eardrums while from deep in our vocal vortex we arise, phenomenal spoken word artists who spit fire and flame. Styles guaranteed to be hot, our names you'll never forget, because as we recite, we sear our image on your membranes. We are sick with this poetry shit like it was the disease creeping through our veins that accelerated rate the spitteries taking over. See, got us ticking and tweaking as we regurgitate our massive vocabulary, articulate our vernacular with a sniper's precision, and make the snakiest of haters raise a bump. But see, we killing them with the wordplay. So detrimental to health that you quarantine us to save the streets, because we are some talented motherfuckers and we are the true meaning of poetry.
Yes, I love that piece. Anytime you do that piece, I'll be like, yo, that's so true. Like, motherfucker, we do more than poetry. Like, we the life in here. You better ask somebody. For real. I'm going to do this piece because it's on my heart. I always close the show out with a piece, original piece of my own. I'm going to do this piece. I wrote this piece one time, and I actually was crazy about it because I'm looking at Mocha Latte right now. And I had got locked up on some traffic tickets in downtown St. Louis. And this was about 15 years ago. And it was actually that day, there was a man who died in the department center down there in front of us. He was talking about it. He was in pain, and they did not come to get this man. When they came, he died. He died over some traffic tickets, which was utterly ridiculous. But I'm sitting there as a teacher, and I watch all these young Black males, Black people coming through and don't have representation and can't afford a lawyer, or addicted to drugs, or, you know, just petty things. And I wrote this poem and came to Mocha Lattes Got Lyrics back in the day at the Loft. And I did this poem for the first time there. I literally wrote the poem and walked in and spit it on stage. So this poem is called I Want to Be Free Someday. I want to be free someday, yes, Lord. I need to be free someday, yes, Lord. I want to be free someday, yes, Lord. I want to understand the concept of my hands being blown in the wind, screaming, I am free, yes, Lord. I want my hair to blow past crescent moons light years away and develop pockets of peace in the atmosphere, yes, Lord. I want to jot down my own fears so I can face them every day, so I can read them every day, so I can approach them every day, yes, Lord. I want to be free someday. I need to be free someday. I want to just stop bullshitting myself and tell this world that you can go to hell in a handbasket made of gasoline piss. Because in this fist, I would dismiss all of your thoughts of power, all of your thoughts of negativity, and all your thoughts of creativity. You see, that power that you've been keeping Black people binded with for so many years has been leaked to my body's first spirit, and I am no longer weak. I'm standing against ignorance with a fistful of love in my right hand, and I'm shooting daggers of revolution with my left hand, and I'm yelling, no power without prosperity, no power without prosperity. They think you have any power when you don't have prosperity. I am standing on conformity's neck, and I'm telling it to kiss my Black ass, because everything they did has already been done. And we know all the tricks of politicians, and they steady lying, but they're not giving us no funds. Said everything they did has already been done. And we know all the tricks of politicians, and they steady lying, but they're not giving my hoods any funds. So we're stuck. We're stuck in a system that's made against us. We're potentially obeying laws that were made to persecute us. And we've been fucked up for so long that we forgot about us. Don't even know how to be Black anymore. Like, you can go to a college named Dumb Nigga Industries to show you how to become a dumb nigga in the streets to get your degree in dumb nigga ignorancy. And yeah, I said it, because we as Black people think that Black people, we've been thirsting for dumb niggas for so long that we think that's what the Black male is supposed to be. I said, we as Black people have been thirsting for dumb niggas for so long that we think that's what the Black male is supposed to be. And bars are steady confining us from bullshit traffic tickets we've made in the streets, and things have become so deep that we disrespect the children who respect us. Our children are out here dying from holes that substance should fill. I said, our children are dying from holes that substance should fill. And they steady selling their soul to the devil for mediocre thrills, and he's patting them on the head like the good nigga slave bills. And then they target my soul with maliciousness when it was your government, those cannibalistic carnivores who kicked through my grandfather's shack doors and snatched me. So you know what? Fuck you and everything that you dream of. And I hope that karma comes back in the divine nine and stop teaching that bullshit history and teach mine and teach the truth. And maybe I will be the one Negro with the thought of revolution, and we can prosecute those people who ever believed in Darwin's theory of evolution, because that is full of it. And I am tired of it. So keep your lies, keep your deceit. Just show me some goddamn receipts, because my reparations are long overdue. And this nigga right here needs a new house and a new pair of shoes. I said, keep your lies, keep your deceit, because my reparations are long overdue, and this nigga right here needs a new house and a new pair of shoes, because I just want to be free someday. I just want to be free someday. And our children are jumping over white lines and running through white lines and going under white lines, and their innocent, lifeless bodies are being traced and outlined in project streets and white lines, because I just want to be free someday. I just want to be free someday. I just want to be free someday. I just want to look in the mirror and see my original self and see this crown that once laid upon my forehead. I just want to be free someday. So God, take these shackles off my hands so I can dance, Lord. Take these shackles off my eyes so I can see, Lord. Take these shackles off my mouth so I can speak, Lord. Take these shackles off my heart so I can feel, Lord. Dumb, ignorant, stupid, ugly, monkey, retarded, nigga, nigga, nigga. All of these things they've called you, and you continuously answer to. I have a question for you. Are you free? That's that piece. Whew.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
emotional. I get so emotional, so angry at the end, and I know the word.
He's so angry at the end. It's like watching Rosewood.
Right.
You already know the outcome.
You know what's coming. It doesn't make you any less.
Right.
And Kel, no, that's a true story. That was a true story. That's a true story. So I just want to thank you all for coming out. Before we leave, we want to thank Real STL News for sponsoring and presenting this for us. We want to shout out to Cam, the one who called me to get this going. So before we leave, I want everybody to give everybody a social media, what you do, where they can find you, and how they can support you. We're going to go in this order. We're going to go Shea Brown. We're going to go ladies first. Shea Brown, Dana Kelly, Knowledge, Jeronimo. We're going to leave you for last, Jeronimo, because you in Chicago. You in Chicago, and I want to give you a little more leeway in what you do. We're going to Devaron, and then we're going to leave Jeronimo for last. All right? And before we get to Jeronimo, let me tell you about the time I came to Chicago. They had me waiting with only 20 people in line. We don't do that in St. Louis. Y'all come from Chicago to St. Louis to an open mic. We put you on. We'll wipe the whole list off to let the people in Chicago shine. Chicago got to start doing it. Not your show, but that show I went to did that. So let's go.
They did that to me in Chicago too, bro.
Wow.
It happened to me in Chicago one time. There was that one time, Dana. You remember that one time with that one time, right? You remember that one time when they did that one thing that one time? I still ain't let that go.
Right, but they did it to him, but didn't do it to me. He was like, "What the fuck?"
They did. Hey, Tahir, they did that shit to Tahir. He was there too. Tahir was mad as hell. But yeah, they got me like that.
Geronimo, you got to talk to your Chicago people. They
You gonna have to talk to Chi-Town. Talk to Chi-Town.
They do.
Chicago always gives mad love. I'm never gonna. Chicago gives me mad love, but I see.
But you see my pain.
You hear me? I get. Look, knowledge. I guess we have to have a stupid vagina to get some respect in Chicago.
Right. Next time I go to Chicago, you going with me, Dana?
You hear me? If my sister go up, I go up. Plain and simple. I'm right behind her. All right, tell us where they can find you, Shay. We sorry.
Now that knowledge is done.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I was the last person to talk.
It's my time. The vagina has the floor. Okay, so I can be found on pretty much all social media handles at Style So Furious, my Etsy store, which I forgot I had because I make most of my sales from, in person and whatever. But anyway, that also is Style So Furious, STYLESOFURIOUS. My email is stylesofurious@gmail.com. My phone number is 314-649-SHAY. That's 7432. You can find me on Facebook. I'm Shea Brown. It's in the middle of my name. I do jewelry, custom crochet, latch hook portraits. I do plarning, which is eco-friendly textile arts. I do mosaics. I am a DJ in training. I'm a puff pass and paint instructor. I'm a crochet instructor. I'm a natural hairstylist. Jackie of all trades, basically. If it's a thing, I probably can do it. Hit me up. I'm down to do it.
And let me brag on you real quick before we go to the next person. She also she did this this amazing peaceful thing and showing what we can do with alternate things with plastic. She took 18,000 plastic bags and turned 22,000 plastic bags and turned it into a serenity, peaceful space in the middle of the hood. When I tell you it was fantastic, she got written up in an expose and as well as in a magazine. So check her out because as an artist, she's extremely amazing. I love all my friends on her because y'all so humble, but I'm gonna jump in and let them know what y'all do.
I can't, but I mean, so I have on a couple of things that I do, I do a little bit of everything. So like I said, if it's something that you can think of, that I probably can do it. So hit me up. All
right, she's for hire. All right, what about you, Ms. Kels?
So I'm Dana Kelly. I am a businesswoman. I'm a serial entrepreneur, so to speak. I've had a financial firm, an insurance firm for almost 17 years now. Woo, 17 years, that's crazy. And so I also own one of the biggest restaurants in the Midwest. You do? Some will argue all the way to Georgia, but you know, Rain Restaurants is one of the finest and largest establishments. I have two very amazing Black kings as my partners, and they want to see Black women succeed. I love them so much. But so yeah, I have that. I'm also the executive director for the Women's March St. Louis and founder of She Rose nonprofit. I also sit on the board for National Women's Political Caucus.
Yes. Talk your shit, friend.
I've been in civic and community engagement since I was a homeless teenager. And it's my life. My life's work is my people. And I love them. And when I say my people, I'm talking about all people. All people, not just Black, not just white, all people.
That's right.
In her finance firm, because it is tax season now, she is a tax professional. This is the person you need to get, especially people who own these businesses and all these other things. You want to support a Black-owned Black woman who's been doing this for 17 plus years. Go right there to her firm and let her hook you up, because not only is she great at what she does, but she's professional and she Black-owned. Like, hit her up, all right? And what's the name of your firm, your company, please? What's the name of it?
We can be reached.
It's called The Firm?
It's called The Firm.
And where can they find you?
They can find me at 2631 Gravois Avenue. And you can call us 314-667-5678. 314-667-5678. And I would say to call, because we are practicing social distancing. My employees, I'm doing everything to keep them from actually seeing people in person, but we make appointments so that we can accommodate and just keep the area safe for the next visitor to come. So. And
where can they find you on social media? Because you didn't mention that.
First Lady Dana everywhere. So 1 STL Lady Dana. So the number 1 STLADYDANA. On Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Yep.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Kels Porter. What about you, Knowledge?
Hey, what's up? So, in addition to doing poetry in my spare time, I own EBC Staffing Services, which is a medical staffing service company. I staff RNs, LPNs, LVNs, CNAs, RTs in all medical facilities, hospitals, nursing homes, home care facilities. So you can hit that up as eachbreathcounts.com. That's about it.
All right, and where can they find you again on all social media?
Oh, social media, I am J Carter, _knowledge on Facebook. On Instagram, I am Reap Knowledge. That's REAP Knowledge on Instagram, and that's where I'm at.
All right, thank you so much. And what about you, Devaron?
I'm sorry, Devaron. I apologize. I'm sorry. I forgot to say and thank the people who sent me money, because everybody.
Oh yeah,
we're going to go.
Thank
through that.
y'all.
We're going to go through that right when we go through this.
Okay.
It's going to be in your shout out part.
There's a system.
Yes.
Yeah. I think they shooting outside. Oh, I forgot who's live. Yeah. I'm Devaron. I go by Nice. I do some things, a few things outside of poetry. I got my own clothing brand called Legends in Time. You can find that at the Legend Store, which is www.lgndstore.com. You can go shop. It's right here now.
That's pretty dope. I like that hat.
Thank you, sir. I'm also into film production. Myself and my uncle, Monte Ball Sr., we own a production company called Sangray and SDMC. So we do everything from feature films, short films, commercials, radio ads, whatever that has to do with media production. We do it, websites, graphics, videos, we do all of that. And that's about it, man.
And how can they find you on social media again? Writer, director, producer named Devaron?
Yes, you can find me at Nice Go Hard on all social media platforms. That's @NYCEGOHARD. Nice Go Hard on all media platforms.
And he's also a rapper / lyricist / musical Like, say what you do, man, so they can find you, man.
I do rap. I write. I produce. I've gotten songs
He's a
submitted
paid
to.
ghostwriter. He'll never expose your secret. So to all the rappers that got amazing beats, but you can't really rap, hit Devaron up. He will write for you and never tell what he's done.
Sure won't.
Make sure the check is cleared.
I sure won't. And I got quite a few publishing placements with some major artists, R&B and hip hop and production. So yeah, holla at me, man. You can email me at Devaron69 or no. Email me at nicegohardbookings@gmail.com. NYCEGOHARD bookings with an S at Gmail. Just hit me up. You want to link on some music too? Hit me up.
All right, awesome. And what about you, Jeronimo, from Chicago?
I am a full-time spoken word artist. I travel across the country doing shows. I currently teach spoken word via Zoom for the Riverdale school public school system, and I also teach spoken word for the juvenile detention system for Zoom. I own vending machines. I put vending machines in places. What else? I have a clothing company called 500 Words Apparel. You know, we've done pretty well with the merchandise. I have 4 CDs out, poetry CDs. I run an open mic called Solid Souls Sundays. Dang it, it's a lot. What else I do? I do philanthropy work in the hood. I'm from the south side of Chicago. Like a lot of the nucleus of a lot of the violence. I say a lot of the stuff is in the Inglewood area. I stay in the Inglewood area. You know, I feed the homeless, clothe the needy. You know, book bags, things of that nature. You know, we believe in reciprocity out here. And yeah, I'm just like an open person. If people want to come through Chicago, artists, hit me up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I usually know what's going on. You know, I can guide you, you know, just let's connect.
And where can they find you? Where can they find you with your social media handles?
So you can do that. So for my booking number is 773-690-0099. If you want to follow me, it's Jeronimo Speaks on all platforms. JeronimoSpeaks. It's right there. The CASHAPP, Jeronimo Speaks. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Jeronimo Speaks at gmail.com. It's all uniform across the board. You feel me? So I'm really easy to find. Just, you know, come rock out with me. You feel me?
All right, thank you so much. And I want to thank everybody for coming on this platform of Sir Sunday Spitters. This has been an amazing show. Time has flew by. I didn't even realize we was on this long, but we've been on this long. Time has flown by, and I just want to thank you all once again. My name is Sir ErvinJWilliams. You guys, I will be contacting you, and give me about 10-15 minutes. I want to meet back in this room to discuss some things with you all, but I'm going to finish this handle first and come back in the room in about 15 minutes, okay, if that's possible. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Real SCL News for presenting this to us, as well as my name is Sir ErvinJWilliams. You can find me on all handles as Sir ErvinJWilliams. That's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, anything like that, as well as the rewatch will be this Monday. I mean, not this Monday, this Wednesday of this particular show live on YouTube. And you can find it on YouTube on the Sir ErvinJWilliams channel. Make sure you go on there, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit these amazing people up. And let's let you all know, thank you so much for sitting in with us. And we are gone for the day in peace in the Middle East.
Thanks for my money, y'all.
Oh, yo, pause.
Thanks for my money.
We're not leaving you. I'm so glad you said that. Can we please give the shout outs to the people who sent us something? Please give a shout out to the people that sent us something. I'm so sorry. Let's
shouts
start.
out Mocha Latte, shouts out Montega, Xavier Reed, Jennifer Washington, 16 bars. Hey.
Yes, Tabitha Yancey, like you said, Jennifer Washington. You said all the rest of them. Montega Sims, Queen, Princeton Dew. Yeah, that's what I got.
Shouts out to Brother T.
Montega, Xavier Reed, Tabitha Yancey. Appreciate it, y'all.
Same here, Jennifer Washington, Montega, Queen Mocha Latte, Xavier Reed, Quintella Patterson. Shout out y'all.
Yeah. Xavier Reed, Montega Simmons, and Queen Mocha Latte. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yes, and let me shout out Tabitha Yancey, Xavier Reed, Jordan Love, Queen Mocha Latte, Jennifer Washington, Montega Simmons, Melvin Anderson, Tamars Bedford. Thank you all so much. And once again, shout out to Princeton Dew, who is the owner of Shade and Whiteborn Restaurant. If you all want to do lunch tomorrow and go to a restaurant that's Black owned and have some of the best burgers in St. Louis.
And them wings.
And them wings, and he has a veggie burger for my vegetarians out there, and he has buffalo cauliflowers that taste like chicken nuggets. So make sure you go out there and you support Princeton Dew with Whiteborn and Shade. Thank you all so much. This has been an amazing show. I'll see you all in the room in about 10 minutes. I gotta record this. Once this record, I'll hit you all up and let you know that we're in the room. So please pay attention. Peace to everybody else. We're gonna dance our way up out of here. Don't spit that 16 bars. Nice. Hit back, hit that like sit flat. What? Y'all be easy. Thank you for tuning in. Sunday, we're gonna wait till the beat drop. Hey. I'll see y'all later, please.
Yo, it's your boy Sir ErvinJWilliams coming to you with Sunday Spitters, presented by Real STL News each and every Sunday of this beautiful Black History Month. We're gonna be interviewing some of the dopest poets, the dopest spoken word artists, the dopest hip hop artists all across the country. So come check us out, get cute, dress up, come to your living room. It's all virtual, it's all free. Yo, and then I mentioned it's all free. Check us out with some of the dopest to ever do it in the city of St. Louis and all across this country. Hope to see y'all there. Peace. Lock us in.